TikTok time to rock. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to... No, screw that. You guys are complaining already. Shame on you guys. Shame on all of you. I hope you're watching this and it distracts you from someone throwing a lamp across the room, and so you don't even see it when it hits you in your head because you were too busy whining, he's late, and you don't even see that lamp coming and smacking you in the side of your head. That's what you deserve. That's what you all deserve for all your constant... Look at this. Look at this. What is this? Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Sad. We got late. We got running. And then finally someone said, shame. That's good. All right, so Thaddeus has been paying attention not only to what goes on Malik's terrible live streams. Keep in mind, guys, you should all be very grateful to Thaddeus. If he didn't watch Malik's live streams, no one would, because it's basically torture. It's torture listening to the actual relevant excerpts that Thaddeus sends me so we can watch videos. It's torture watching that, and that's after he's cut out like the most boring, repetitive nonsense. But not only that, he is also monitoring the situation with Malik's main disciple, drone, minion, Central Dawah, who it sounds like is quitting. I don't believe it. These guys are just, you can't believe anything they say. They're compulsive liars and make up stuff all the time. But Thaddeus says Central has announced that he's quitting Dawah. And it's like, what else could you do, dude, in life? What else could you do? Like, Dawah is bottom of the barrel. Like, that's it.
Well,
like,
he has a plan. He has a plan, David. Much like Malik is going to have the greatest talk show in history, Central Dawah has a plan on how to transition his channel as well. I won't spoil it, but it is equally stupid as Malik's idea.
That's saying something, guys. Imagine saying something is equally stupid to one of Malik's brilliant ideas, right? That's saying a lot, guys. That's saying a lot. All right, so Thaddeus is going to take us... D-Wood exposed for advocating lamp violence? No. You know what? Right when I said it, it reminded me of what's that comedian's name? Bill Maher. They had something. They had some comedy show, and it was like in Philly or something like that. I think it was in Philly, and there was a bunch of. They had a comedy show for a bunch of drunk Philadelphia football fans or something like that, and they're all in the audience. But they started heckling. All the comedians, right? They just started heckling them off stage and stuff. And then Bill Maher walks out. He was enraged. Before he even walked out there that they're heckling some of his like heroes, some of the guys who'd come along before him, and they're heckling them off stage and stuff. So he just comes out there for like 13 minutes straight and just completely insults all of them. But he was like enraged. Like, I hope all your kids get cancer and stuff. It was like just massively brutal stuff. And he's like, I'm gonna throw this microphone stand out in the audience. I hope it cracks your head open. Blah blah blah. He was just enraged. But what was weird was he just came out like guns blazing, insulting them. And it's funny because he's a big sports guy, so he knows enough about sports to insult all their sports teams, but like precisely, like making fun of all like their uniforms and all their players and stuff like that. So he's able to like really, but what was crazy was in 13 minutes, just like saying the nastiest, meanest stuff, he slowly wins the crowd over to where they started cheering for him, brutally insulting them. Anyway, that's what needs to happen to you guys. So you learn to appreciate people instead of, just attacking them. All right, Thaddeus. So, you ready to check some of this stuff out?
Yeah, so some people have already seen my video, but we have a lot more material for this live stream than what's
Oh,
found
oh, hey,
in the video.
one second. Someone's saying Bill, wrong Bill. Yeah, I said Bill Maher. It's Bill Burr. It's Bill Burr. Yeah, Bill Maher. He's it's weird. Bill Maher is one of the like weird people. He's in Hollywood. He's had his talk show for years, and he's always been pretty much right on the money on Islam, like very commonsensical about Islam. Does not like Christianity. Thinks people who believe in God are believing a bunch of stupid nonsense and so on. But when he would be on a show and they would say like, well, all religions have their radical, he would shut up. No, they don't. Shut up. No, they don't. Yeah, you could point to individual people. He goes, you don't have large numbers of Christians who want to execute people for leaving the religion. Do you want to know the statistics on Muslims who support people who support the death penalty for leaving the religion? So anyway, very commonsensical like that. But that's Bill Maher. Bill Burr is actually the comedian I was thinking of, and that dude's pretty funny. He's top five for me. Top five for me. Comics of all time. Anyway, okay, just wanted to correct that because someone had to whine about it. They couldn't just let it slide. They go, no, you got the wrong one. First you're late, and then you don't even know the correct comedian. What is this stupid show? It's the dumbest show ever. I'll go do something else. All right, now what were you saying, Thaddeus, before you were rudely interrupted by more of these people?
Yes. So some people have already seen my video. Thank you for seeing that. It's doing very well. That is just the short version of it, though. We got a lot more background material to get into today. We're going to look at who Central Dawah is because people might not be all that familiar with him. He's not like super duper famous by any means. Look at why he was blacklisted by Christians and how Malik came to his rescue and saved him from being kicked out of the Dawah scene because the Dawah guys were considering getting rid of him as well, or, at least blacklisting him. Obviously, they can't force him to leave the scene, and then we're going to look at his attempt to pay off his debt to Malik by defending Malik in giving his unbiased analysis of what happened at the church from the last live stream where Malik showed up at the church that God Logic and Inspiring Philosophy were at, was acting really weird and strange and ended up getting the police called. And then he said it was the greatest persecution of Muslims in the history of the world or something like that. So Central gives his unbiased analysis of that. Surprise, surprise. Just exactly repeats Malik's talking points. And then immediately after that, like literally right after that, he says, guys, I've been thinking about it. I for a long time, I want to get out of the Dawah scene. I think I'm going to officially announce it. Now, I have to agree with David. He's probably not going to follow through with his promise, but I think he is genuinely not liking being in the Dawah scene because, as he says, the Dawah scene, it ain't pretty. Everyone in the Dawah scene is stabbing each other in the back. They all are keeping dirt on each other, all forcing each other to do things they don't want to do.
Yep, pretty.
And
creepy.
as a result, he desperately wants to get out of the scene.
Sorry, Central Dawah. You're out of the scene when we say you're out of the scene. And we are not done with you yet. We are not done with you yet. So get used to it. Now, as far as we'll be covering this because you're saying Central Dawah is going to give his unbiased view of the whole Malik thing. But so Malik is, I'm hearing from you that he's throwing a big tantrum over police being called because he's driving back and forth and running circles and stuff like that around a church with a conference and so on. And he doesn't understand why anyone would be even slightly concerned. Maybe you remember, Thaddeus. May have slipped my mind, but does Malik have a reputation among Christians as someone who threatens to murder people at conferences?
Indeed.
Oh, okay. So if he has a reputation for threatening to murder people at conferences, and then you just see him like you don't know what's going on, but you see this guy like driving back and forth in front of your conference, your Christian conference, where two people that he's been harassing and doxing are just inside. Might you be slightly reasonably concerned about this guy out there who threatens to kill people?
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've been making fun of how pathetic Malik is, and rightfully so. But I will say that he is getting a lot more unhinged, a lot more desperate, and thus he quite reasonably does pose a risk that his chat is pushing him. His desire to do something to get himself famous is pushing him to the point where it's not unforeseeable that he might actually overcome his amazing cowardice and actually try to physically attack someone.
Well, I mean, I think I don't think he can overwhelm his cowardice and actually do anything. But as far as becoming unhinged, yeah. Malik, that's what happens when a narcissist goes against a psychopath. The psychopath discombobulates him, causing him to act more and more erratically. That's just life, buddy. Get used to it. All right. You ready to jump into this?
Yep.
All right, let's take these first couple super chats real quick. I'm going to burn through them. TikTok, I'm back. That's good. The Mule 52. Loaves of Bread says Bosnian and going out of business every 6 to 9 months. Yeah, they have those going out of business things, and it's all fake. God bless you. Oh, God bless you both, oh Dawah Slayers. Haha. Well, we can't take all the credit. The real Dawah Slayers are the Dawah guys themselves. We're happy to help. We're happy to help them. Thad mogging like Alucard from Castlevania. Now, hang on. I don't remember any names. I did play Castlevania when I was a kid. That was the original. That was the original on the original Nintendo. I don't know what like Nintendo 64 crap you guys are talking about. God bless you guys. Doing good at exposing Islam. Just getting started. All ham to Allah. Central Dawah's running, you see? Yeah, what a little coward. All ham to Alan. Thanks for exposing. Not in the zoot sense, them. Yep, we will. We will continue. All right, guys, let's jump into the first video. And this is Thaddeus's compilation of clips, or just one clip, I don't know, explaining who Central Dawah is.
Yeah, so we're going to start with him threatening AP. Look at the context behind that, and then we're going to go into his racist statements.
Oh, yeah. And it's total racist. So's Malik. They're both racist. So's Muhammad Hijab. It's like these guys are seriously messed up racists. But you can't blame them. They follow a racist prophet. Here we go.
This guy is such a coward that he won't answer questions. He won't have a little back and forth. Are you scared?
Why are you stealing? Why are you stealing?
You know what I mean?
Why are you stealing modern day debates money, and why are you stealing people's times by asking me questions instead of making a super chat and asking?
You remind me of King G and Salahuddin. When Salahuddin obliterated the Crusaders, and when he came to the tent of King G, he was holding a true cross, just like you, praying for a miracle. And guess what? Salahuddin said to King G and Reynold the Shatano, he said, you insulted Allah, you insulted the messenger, and off with his head. And then King G said, what will happen to me? And guess what? Salahuddin said, it is not the custom of kings to kill other kings, but you're not a king, you're a pawn. Therefore, off with your head.
Whoa.
Yeah,
you're a pawn. Off with your head. I was like, why is he playing this crap? This is boring the crap out of me, man. And then off with your head. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're looking at the full context. This is where it started. They're in the Q&A section of the debate, taking audience questions. And every time Central gets a question, instead of answering it, he tries to ask AP questions. And AP's like, dude, why are you trying to ask me questions? If you want to ask me a question, do a super chat. That's why we're going through the super chat questions. And that was his reaction to that perfectly reasonable thing to say.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because I didn't know what led up to that. That's just funny. You're telling me this is time where James is bringing up super chat questions. So if you want to ask me a question, then post a super chat, and then his response is you need your head chopped off. Mm-hmm. That's Central Dawah, guys. Let's see. Now we have Blaster.
James gets control of it, but a minute or two later, Central brings it up again.
Are we allowing for this guy to
look at James? Everyone see James. He's always like this. Oh boy, he's always like this with the really dumb ones. You see James just like, why is this the only guy willing? Why did this guy contact me and say he wanted to debate? Why do they make me do this?
Use the Quran as an L. Are we allowing him to make fun of my holy texts?
What's the problem?
The problem is you're having a intellectual debate.
You literally just said I deserve to be executed for being.
We're having an intellectual debate. Why are you insulting my book? You just said I should be beheaded. I thought that. So if this was just an intellectual debate, oh my goodness, they don't. It's funny.
The L comes out direct response, right?
Yeah. So the L, guys, the L made out of the Quran is a direct response to Central Dawah saying "off with your head," and then AP puts an L. Oh, are you going to allow him to disrespect my book? Why are they like this, Thaddeus? It's we'll call your wives whores. We'll do this. We'll threaten you. We'll dox you. We'll try to get your entire family killed. Oh, why are they not respecting our book? Why are they not respecting our book? We thought they would respect our book if we harass them and dox them and threaten them and threaten their wives and talk trash about them. We thought, oh man, we don't get it. It's like they're insane and delusional. Let me see if I'm as good as AP at making L's. I think he folds his. I think he folds his or something because.
Yeah, he might cheat or something. They're very straight.
Unlike lots of Dawah guys. L for love, L for love, Central Dawah, L for love. Remember, can't spell central without the L. All right, let's go back here.
A intellectual debate.
You literally just said I deserve to be executed. For
how many people are watching this live? 1.4K people.
You literally just said that I, as an apostate, deserve to be executed.
Allah. I swear by Allah. I swear by Allah. AP, when I see you in February, you're going to be plastered everywhere on social media. That's my word in front of 1.4 thousand people.
Whoa, what does that mean?
When I see you in February, you'll see.
He did not, in fact, see him in February, and AP was definitely not plastered anywhere. Unlike some of the Dawah guys who are plastered, but not in the sense Central Dawah is talking about. These guys are constantly like high and drunk. Weird stuff. All right, here we go.
What does that mean?
You'll see.
What does that mean? Explain to us.
You'll see.
It sounds a little bit weird.
Explain to us. What does that mean?
I think it's meant to be a metaphor for the sake of YouTube not taking the stream down right now. Banku Banga says, the Central Dawah, they might misunderstand that to mean like a threat, like a different type of threat than a debate threat. They say
no. I'm gonna take AP out for coffee.
Take him out.
Main. A nice little coffee date.
That doesn't really make it much better. So.
Whoa, he said a date, dude. AP is not gay, Central. We know you're used to hanging out with your Dawah buddies, but no one wants to go on a no Christian apologist wants to go on a date with you, dude. He specifically said date. Oh my goodness.
And why is it going to be plastered all over social media if they go out on a date?
Yeah, how's it going to be plastered all over social media? I mean, I guess it would, right? Like AP agrees to go on a date with gay Central Dawah, who brings him candy and flowers and gets him coffee. Weird dudes, man. All right.
Right. They say
no. I'm going to take AP out for coffee. Take him out.
Main.
A nice little coffee date.
That doesn't really make it much better. So
they say,
and then he's going to have a sword in his side, just like Paul did in the New Testament.
It's kind of funny because you literally just said that I deserve to be executed because I'm an apostate, and then you have an issue with the L-shaped Quran.
You're 100% halal. You got a lot of real blood.
This is weird. This is where his mic would cut out right when he's saying on the word blood. He's saying your blood is 100% halal. That means that means anyone can come up to you and kill you, and it's halal certified. Mm-hmm. Your blood is halal. That's what he keeps saying. Your blood is halal because you made an L out of the Quran in response to him saying off with your head, you will be exexecuted.
Wait, James, wait, can you say that again? Can you say that again, Central Dawah? Can you say that again? What you just said?
Your blood is halal.
Wait, can you say that again? It was distorted. Say it again, please. Couldn't hear it.
Now, James, can you be fair and tell him to pull this down from the screen?
No, we didn't see the blood part. We didn't hear the
Did you
blood
see
part. It was
that?
distorted. You need to get further away from your microphone and say it again.
James, can you tell him to pull this down from his screen?
Did you just say your blood is halal to me?
James, can you be a fair messenger and tell this man to pull this down from his screen?
Are you scared now?
Central
Did you just say your blood? Did you just say your blood is halal?
Hey, that's weird. The word blood, when AP says your blood is halal, gets distorted as well. Huh. That's weird.
Just
Weird.
seriously. Okay, hold on. I have to bring order to this.
So he does bring order, basically tells Central, you can't be making death threats. And my policy is, as long as something's within the YouTube terms and conditions, I'm not going to stop someone from doing it. So the L stays, and Central gets known as the guy who, during debates, says your blood is halal.
And like that wouldn't have stopped me or maybe not even AP from debating him and so on. But a bunch of people did complain. I don't know if AP. I don't know what AP said about that. But I know a bunch of people messaged James and said, if you have a debate with that dude after he threatened to kill a Christian, we're boycotting modern day debate, man. We're not dealing with you anymore. You can't have people who are saying they're going to kill people at DebateCon and then just go on with them debating at DebateCon and stuff like that. Anyway, Central Dawah got canceled and blacklisted. He messaged me a while back and asked to debate me. I didn't respond, but I was open to it. But too many people think he's blacklisted. Too many people agree that he's blacklisted, and it's kind of. It'd be one thing if he were like some super important Dawah guy, but he's not. We think of him as like some dork joke on TikTok. But anyway, all right. So now we have Central and Friends.
So we're now done with the death threats. We're going to go into the racism. We show the full context of kind of how the conversation developed. Central and a bunch of other Muslims are on a call-in show. A black Christian by the name Q-Top calls in. They all start harassing him, and things go from there.
All right. Viewers be advised. Not nice things coming up. Let's see.
Okay.
Bro, Lil Yachty, shut your mouth.
You got totally destroyed.
Who is this? I think I've seen him before. You know who this is?
Yeah, so this is the host. His name is Anas. His channel is Islamic Apex.
Wait, his name is Anus?
Yes.
All right, guys. So watch Anus here. He's going to have an awesome show for us. Let's see.
Better at music than you are at debating, bro.
You got totally destroyed on the Trinity debate, and now you're running from Tawhid.
Hey, bro, leave some air for us with that big ass nose, bro.
You got a whole yam, bro.
Hey, bro,
Why you got that yam on your face?
So look, this is just all meta because these pagans.
It's all meta.
These pagans are coping.
It's all meta.
These pagans are coping. Right?
Grown ass man
So
with
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Hey, guys, hold on, guys, just 1 sec. What do you want, bro?
This is all you can do because you're actually a pagan. Right, go lick the black stone, you sand licking pagan. Right? Look.
Hey man,
So now that the low blows are done, right? Let's get to substance. Okay. So
Shut your ass up, bro.
You worship three gods.
Put that yam on your face. You ain't get no substance, bro.
So as you can see, he joins. They take turns insulting him. He's very calm. He gives one insult back, saying that you stone kissers, sand
after
kissers.
They said that they were saying get the yams off your face or something like that.
Yeah. They like to make fun of the way he looks. They like to make fun of all kinds of things, and he gives one insult back, and then they actually do discuss substance for a little bit, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes before the Dawah guys just can't help themselves, and they start back up with insulting him. He'll eventually reply back, and then they'll use that reply back as justification for everything that happens in the show.
All right, math doesn't exist.
Look, okay, if you're gonna take such an absurd position,
Concepts don't exist.
GGs.
Do you know what
It's GGs.
conceptualism is?
Wait, so math doesn't exist?
Do you know? No, it doesn't, because look, an operator doesn't. Can you show me the number one? Show me the number one.
this, yo.
Ugly
Show me the number
LA.
one.
Math does not exist in
Show
Islam.
show me the number one.
Wow.
So that's just an example of him baking them on the debate.
Math does not exist. Okay, now we have Thaddeus's awesome writing skills. Central comes to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the rescue, the rescue. So you know it's good. Let's see.
Theists that are conceptualists, they affirm that these universals are grounded within God's
You
mind.
pea brain. It's called divine conceptualism. There's a distinction. Hey, you nigger. Pull up the definition on Google. You freaking pea brain, dude.
Wait, who was saying that? Was that Central? What
That was Central.
That was Central.
Yes.
Guys, see, so yeah, so I mean it's weird. You got these TikTok guys, and this guy, Enos here, and Central, the product of 40 generations of first cousin marriage, and guys trying to break down basically what abstract objects are, things like numbers and so on. And if you're a theist, you generally believe that things like logical laws and numbers and things like that are grounded in the mind of God or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Different views of it, but this guy's just saying they don't exist or something. So that's weird, but let's see.
Yeah, well, he's saying they're not a real thing. That concepts do not exist. That's what he's saying. That concepts do not exist. The Christian on the panel, and he went there because he knows where the argument's going to go. Basically, he's intending to show that Allah, their conception of Allah, is contingent, that Allah cannot be God. And as a result, they're forced into this position where concepts don't exist.
Sucks to be them. All right, I backed that thing up a little bit. Let's see this. Central to the rescue with the N-word.
That are conceptualists, they affirm that these universals are grounded within God's mind.
You pea brain. It's called divine conceptualism. There's a distinction. Hey, you nigger. Pull up the definition on Google. You freaking pea brain, dude. Shut the hell up, all right? You freaking pea brain. You coward. Pull up the definition on Google.
I don't know if I heard that right. Okay, hey, listen.
You're literally incorrect.
Okay, Q-Top. I'm about to drop everybody. All right, I just want to make sure I heard that right. Okay, hold on. I don't know if he said that. I don't know if he.
So you can see that Anas is not happy that happened, or
his name is Anus.
Probably because he's afraid of his TikTok being taken down. In fact, he says that later when they're discussing it, that he was afraid of his TikTok being banned. Not so much that he cared about, the racial context or the ridiculousness of Central. Just they're trying to have a discussion there, and he just says, he says what he said. As a result, he does kick everyone from the live. You saw everyone drop off there, but then he starts bringing people up a couple minutes. After a minute, he's like, okay, let's move on, and starts bringing people back up.
Yep. And this is racist Malik's Dawah buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And biggest fan, girl.
Pull it up. I'm making a distinction.
Wait. Hey,
nigger, get that yam at your face.
Hold on. Hey, Q-Top.
You can't debate me formally, so I have to
step up. Does the definition?
Look.
So he starts re-adding people. Another Muslim, that one was not Central Dawah, but another Muslim says the same thing and adds the yam back in. So that's going to be important because Anas is going to pull up a picture of a yam here shortly. So they've used this yam insult multiple times. Now, in fairness, I don't think Anas actually was paying enough attention to hear that one because he didn't show any reaction. But nonetheless, I imagine Q-Top probably heard it. And thus, what this pull up the definition. So Q-Top is going to be saying pull up the definition, right, of conceptualism, which is what they're debating. And then instead of doing that, he pulls up a picture of a yam.
Interesting. Halal Duck Lips here says, David, for your information, that's the kid that made you rip up the Quran on the Colin stream a while back on God Logic's channel. Oh yeah, and they've all been throwing a tantrum about that ever since. But so yeah, that's this kid who keeps bringing up racists to say all kinds of racist things. You guys are mad about me. Guess what? Take the L. Take the L. I bet before the end of this live stream, I have one on the other side, and then either way I look, you're taking another L. Hey, what is this? Sam Shamoon says Deborah is cheating on David. Who is Deborah? Who is Deborah and why is she cheating on me? Shame on you, Deborah, whoever you are. Hey, why are you calling us dirtbags, man? What's up with that? Wait, someone says, why are you effing censoring me? We're not censoring anything, sport. I'm not even focused on... I was here censoring you. Yeah, certain words and so on, whatever you're posting, YouTube takes your comment down. So don't be blaming us here. Oh, hang on. We got the follow-up. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Look, so we got this. Is Deborah cheating on me too? Maybe. There we go.
Maybe.
It's David Segara's second wife, you see. Hey, look at this. Deborah cheating on all of us. For real. I really believed in Deborah. Deborah, your second wife.
For some reason. Okay, yeah, it's this way. I'm like having trouble figuring out which way an R goes.
I can't even figure out which way an L goes. I have to actually write one down so I can see which way it's supposed to go on the screen. It's weird. All right. What's the R for?
Racist.
Oh, okay, yeah. Racist. So we got racist. I mean, most of these guys are totally racist, but we're focusing on Central Dawah and his racism. Let's see.
Pull out the definition, you pagan coward. You're a coward. That's what I thought.
Hey, can you pause for a second?
What's up?
I forgot this context, but they make him the main person, right? That has the camera, and they force him to turn on his camera to continue the debate, so that they can mock the way that he looks.
Why would they be? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, how would he be looking any worse than they are? I don't know. I'm thinking right now. I don't know. All right, let's see.
Man stepped into your domain and cooked you.
Let me speak for him.
You won't debate me formally because you agreed, and you're a pagan, and you're too scared to engage with me. Pull up the definition.
Hey, cuz, what's the word, cuz?
Pull up the definition.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Pull up the definition.
What's going on, man?
That's what I thought. That's what
see that? Putting sweet potatoes up there.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet potatoes, which seems to be more popular of like a racial thing. Like, back in the day, it was fried chicken and watermelon and stuff like this. Now with the Dawah guys, they go yams. Oh, yeah, black people eat yams. Yeah. First of all, who doesn't like yams, man? What the heck is wrong with you? I've mentioned this before. I always found that was weird. Like, hey, these black guys like fried chicken and watermelon. Like, I've never met anyone who doesn't like fried chicken and watermelon. Like, I would think there's something wrong with you if you didn't like those things. It would be different if it was something that everyone didn't like. Like if it was like chitlins back in the day and he said, ha, these guys like chitlins. It's like, well, okay, we don't eat chitlins. But, I mean, seriously? Watermelon? And now yams? You ever had mashed yams with butter on them, man? What the heck is wrong with these guys? They probably haven't. Haven't. That's the issue. Anyway, all right, let's see.
Yeah, and for these guys in particular, they keep saying that he has a big giant nose that looks like the yam here, or sweet potato probably technically, but associated with the word yam.
That's exactly what I thought.
Hey, real quick.
Exactly what I thought.
Do a better job than him.
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, guys.
Are universals grounded in Allah's knowledge? Where are universals grounded?
I shit on your Quran, you coward.
Are they in Allah?
I shit on your Quran. I shit on your prophet, and I shit on your Quran.
Hey, think about that, because that's an ongoing pattern, right? It's they massively cross a line that causes people who don't want to respond in kind, but they'll take it out on like an inanimate book or something like that. and then they get enraged when someone reacts to the horrible stuff they're saying, with the doxing, with the racism, with going after people's wives. They do all this stuff. And then people react by saying, I'll rip your Quran, or I'll do this on your Quran, or something like this. And they're, oh my goodness, we're being persecuted just because we believe in Allah, not because of our terrible behavior. Bunch of clowns.
Yeah, as you saw, they provoked him at least 5 times. At least 5 times they provoked him before he gave that response, which, yeah, he said it quite angrily. But I mean, saying that I'm going to take a dump on your book is hardly the worst thing in the world.
No, and guys, some people still don't understand it, right? Like back in the day when we started laying down rules for people like Muhammad and Job and so on, it's like, okay, if we are on the level of debate, meaning we're debating, we're discussing things, we're debating things, we're criticizing each other's positions and so on, then we're good. We'll keep things at that level. When you guys, we're going to threaten people's wives and so on, or, more recently, we're going to dox people, going to, do all these things, then you're saying we're not on that level. We're not on the level of we're debating and discussing these things anymore. You're saying we're on this different level. Okay, well, why are we going to act like we're at the, debate and discussion level with you guys when you're not? You're saying we're at a completely different level. If you guys are choosing not to be at the debate and discussion level, then okay. If we're just, hurling insults and mockery and so on at each other, then great. Take the L, right? And don't whine to us. When you guys say we're no longer on this level, we're on this level, and then we say, okay, we're on this level, everyone, and then you go, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're crossing a line and you're at that level. You guys decide this. Bunch of dorks.
You guys heard that? You guys heard that?
Are they grounded in Allah?
No one provoked him.
No, did you hear that, guys? No one provoked him. All we did was call him the N-word and start posting yam pictures and stuff. And he's trying to make a point, right? He's trying to argue about concepts being in the mind of God. And once he said, you know what? Okay, fine. Screw your book. I'll crap on your book. Then, oh my God, you saw it completely unprovoked, right, guys? We did nothing but engage with his ideas, and here he is saying what he's going to do to our book. That's how they are. And you know what? What they do is they'll clip just that part. Now, I don't know what they did with this guy, but I'm just saying from experience, I know, because this is what they do to me. It'll be like threatening people's wives, threatening people's mothers, doing all this stuff. And then I'll say, oh, okay, I'm just going to eat your book. They'll post just a clip of that. David Wood, completely unprovoked, did this thing. They're such liars, such pathetic liars. But welcome to Dawah.
You guys heard that?
Are they grounded in Allah?
No one provoked him. Notice, guys, the dog.
No one provoked him, right? So Anas is saying no one provoked him, even though he literally provoked him, as well as multiple members of the panel. Thou Central returns.
Oh, so he brings him back up, knowing full well he was hurling racial slurs at someone. Interesting. We can only assume this means he approves of such racial slurs. Let's find out.
And guys, don't tell me to formally debate that coward. That just insults. There's no reason for me to talk to the guy.
Yo, someone get that nigga back on the slave ship, man.
Yo, all right, bro. All right. Hey, that's not
the second he's re-added to the stream, he says that.
Instantly starts hurling racial abuse at this guy. And this guy, Anus, he knew it, and he brought him up anyway just to allow him to do that. Isn't that interesting? So, guys, this is Malik's buddy. So Malik's a racist. This guy's a racist. They're all completely racist. And they show it. And what's amazing is if you call them out for it, they'll go, what? No, I'm not. I'm not racist at all. What's wrong with you, man?
Mm-hmm. Are universals grounded in Allah? Where are universals grounded in?
How am I supposed to react to what Central just said, bro? Like,
I didn't hear. I just came up. What happened?
Oh my God.
Sure you didn't.
Oh my God. Central, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
And Thaddeus, you're right. All he cares about is this will get him banned from TikTok, right?
Mhm.
They have a pretty sensitive little algorithm for certain things, and that's one of them. And so it's central. I can't believe. But dude, you heard him do it before, and then you kicked him, and then you brought him back up, and he instantly did it again.
And I'll say the second one goes well beyond simply using the word, right? Telling someone to get back on the slave ship, right? That's about as racist as you could possibly imagine. And you're going to see the spin here in a second. So just keep in mind what was actually said and the actual context of it, and then you'll see the little spin that they put on it.
You don't even care no more, bro. Like, oh my God.
Oh, what is being
Flip and ship it to Darren. Flip and ship it. Where's Sid?
Bro,
Flip and ship it to Darren.
He cooked. What you mean?
Flip and ship it to Darren.
Oh my goodness, bro. Holy shit.
Castrate that nigger, bro. Castrate the nigger.
So that's another Muslim. That's not central, but that's another Muslim who is added to the panel.
And that's extremely messed up because that's what Muslims did to them back in the day, right? With the African slave trade, where they were brought to Muslim nations. Slaves were basically so cheap at the number they were gathering that they didn't need them to reproduce, right? You just buy more slaves. So they didn't trust the slaves around their wives and so on while they're gone because, they knew these women might be, my husband's away from jihad, but let's check out this guy over here. So they would castrate them. They'd castrate their African slaves. And this guy's saying castrate the N word. Guys, this is normal TikTok Dawah, apparently.
Yo, I'm not a part of this.
Wallahi, y'all are
that's
making
on
us
here,
look
I'm not
so
a part of
bad.
this.
Nasah, even though you're black.
Anybody that sees me on this panel, I am not a part of this.
Guys, wallahi, I'm not either. I condemn everything.
You hear Anus here going, I condemn everything, but you keep bringing these guys up who are saying this stuff. Even after they say it, you bring it back up.
Right? He didn't say the word, but he was otherwise participating in the racial insults.
Yeah. So this is along the lines when they're like, we don't condone violence, when they're actively condoning violence against Christians and stuff like that. Yeah. They want to officially say the words so that if anyone says, they said, what? I said I don't condone violence.
I condemn everything. I condemn everything. Base Bengali, I know you're listening. I condemn everything Base Bengali. With my right hand, I vow, by God, that I condemn everything. Everything Base Bengali.
So he's afraid someone's going to clip it, so he's telling who he thinks is going to clip it. I condemn it, I swear. Make sure to show I condemn it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little later on the
It's not about... We had to stop racism live now. We already condemned it. It's not about that.
Yo, guys, everybody follow me.
Obviously, there ain't no change. He's doing it again.
Brother, we don't condone it, brother. Please. Central Dawah just said some crazy shit. I have nothing to do with it, okay?
Now, this is still the same stream. I'm not going to tell you who he's talking about, but think who it should be and who it probably really is.
Let's see.
Everybody, do me a favor. Hold on. Everybody, report this guy. Everybody. This guy? Everybody report him. Everybody report him. Every single one. Every Muslim right now. If you're Muslim in this live, report him right now.
You're talking about reporting Central Dawah or someone else?
You'd think it would be Central Dawah.
Or that other guy, right? Got to be one of those. He's saying report them, right?
Yeah, report them. Every Muslim should condemn this. Every Muslim should report this guy. Get his account banned.
Hate speech, harassment, all that. I'm reporting him right now, actually, as we speak. Hold on. Let me report him right now. Hold on, chat. I'm going to report him right now.
And by the way, isn't this weird? Like, they love to run to police, run to the YouTube trust and safety team, run to TikTok, report. The moment anyone reports something, they think, oh my goodness, we're being persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hate speech. Bam. Got his eye. Everybody spam report him. So what he gets for blaspheming.
Whoa, he's saying spam report him for blaspheming?
Q-Top. He's telling everyone to spam report Q-Top.
Yeah, but he specifically said it's for blaspheming. So as punishment for blaspheming, we're going to, even though everyone there is a racist and they're all hurling racial insults and so on, everyone spam report him for blaspheming. Interesting.
So Anas, after a while, Anas says, "Hey, Central." Yeah, sorry. If you're still here, sorry about my mispronunciation. If you're still here, come up and explain what you did.
Yo, Salik.
Alaikum salam, bro.
Yeah, so I hear there's somebody came up using like my account saying something. What happened?
I think it was a fake account that came up.
Are you kidding me? He's claiming that's not his account? Like, seriously? You guys hear that? We all heard Central Dawah repeatedly call this guy the N-word and then tell him to get back on the ship and so on. And then he gets kicked, and apparently probably like behind the scenes, dude, just pretend it wasn't you or something like that. You know, they're going to clip that and this could get me banned and stuff. Oh, I hear someone hacked me and used my account. Oh my goodness, is this true? You freaking coward, man.
Bro, this AI is getting crazy, bro.
This AI.
Why? What happened, bro? Somebody feel me?
All right, bro.
With a fake account of yours came up and said some mad stuff.
Wallahi, Central, you're gonna...
Bro,
you better hope nobody was screen recording, bro.
Good luck with that. Yeah, better hope no one is screen recording that. It was made to appear so that it was Central Dawah. Yep, Allah only made it seem like that.
Screen recording what? Bro, I just got home. I don't know what we talking about.
I just got home. Guys, racists and liars. They're racists. And then when they're worried that someone's recording the racist things they say, they what? They lie. Racists and liars, racists and liars, racists and liars. That's Dawah.
All right, bro. All right. No worries.
Ain't gonna lie, man. I did hear Q-Top blaspheming though.
Oh, why do you
I
think
thought
it was
he just
him?
got home. How
Yeah.
did he care?
Yeah, you just got home. You had no idea what was going on, man. Someone just hacked your account while you were driving. And by the way, how are you going to accuse him? How do you know that's not AI? Or how do you know that wasn't Allah making it seem like he was blaspheming your book?
So now a couple days later, there's, at least on TikTok, there's a controversy. A bunch of people, including Muslims, are trying to get him ostracized and have no one talk to him anymore because of that incident. So Malik organizes this little meeting where they're supposed to discuss what to do with Central.
Islamic Apex, do you have a wide variety of friends by like different races in your real life? Okay, perfect. So with that being said, it would be reasonable to say that you're not racist, right?
No.
And that you don't condemn any type of racism?
No, I do condemn racism.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Sorry. You do condemn racism, right?
Yeah.
And that you're somebody who, if, in a situation where you basically had the choice to, put a stop to that in some way, you would, right?
For sure. 100%.
Notice the black friend card there, right? You have black friends, right? You can't be racist.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, guys. I've mentioned this before, but it's not saying you have a black friend is not a proper defense, because even racists will be like, "Oh yeah, he wanted the good ones. He wanted to see him over there. He wanted the good ones. He ain't like the others." And they'll be racist, but they'll just say this particular guy he's okay. He knows his role, and so we'll let him slide.
So he convinces everyone that Anas is not racist. And now he's going to explain what actually happened on his panel. Despite what we just saw, Malik is the one who knows what really happened.
All right.
What Q-Top did was he completely blasphemed on the Muslim panel and went crazy for no reason, right? and then that trickled a response with good intent from a Muslim, but it came out wrong, right? And now
you guys hear this? Completely unprovoked, he started blaspheming, and this caused him to what? Just blurt out N-word and get back on the slave ship? Completely unprovoked. No, Central had already called him the N-word before that. We saw it. Nice try, Malik.
And it's with good intent. What exactly is the intent there, right? He just comes on, immediately blurts that out the exact second he's on the panel. What's the good intent exactly?
Yeah, with good intent, telling him to get back on his slave ship. With good intent. He just meant, to go on a vacation, although why would it be a slave ship? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was AI. These guys are such lying cowards. Not racist.
Let me tell you something, guys. I don't give a crap who you are. This is Malik talking here. If I tell somebody that they were brought to this country on slave ships, that is not racist. You can kiss my butt. Malik saying this. If I'm mentioning that somebody was brought on slave ships to this country.
Yeah, it was Central just saying, hey, did you know, as a matter of history, that black people were brought to America on slave ships? That's all I was saying. He called him the N-word and told him to get back on the slave ship. This is just gaslighting, man. They gaslight. Yeah, he's a habitual gaslighter.
Plus, that statement would, in fact, be racist because many dark-skinned people did not, in fact, come on slave ships. They immigrated to the United States at some other time. So even if he said, hey, you came from a slave ship, right? That would still already be racist if you didn't actually know that person's background.
Yeah.
And think about that's not remotely what he said.
Yeah, and besides, was that guy brought here on a slave ship? No. Born here. So, yeah, and then telling him to get back on a slave ship that he's never been on. Come on, guys. Are you joking? Are you joking, Malik? But this is Thaddeus, you pointed out, this is Malik trying to convince Muslims not to blacklist Central Dawah. So in that situation, okay, I get it, right? He knows how stupid these guys are. He knows how idiotic and gullible these guys are, that they will believe anything no matter how stupid. And so, okay, I get it. I get why he would say that in this context to this group. He knows he's dealing with complete morons who will go, that is a good point. There were black people brought here on slave ships. So, yeah, I don't know why anyone has a problem with him calling the guy the N-word and saying, get back on the slave ship. It's just a matter of historical investigation. Stupid racist.
That's not a racist statement. What is that, a potato?
Listen.
You're calling him like a potato, huh?
So Malik, further playing interference, they're reviewing the footage, and he says, he was just calling him potato. Christian Prince calls people potatoes. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
This is a yam because his nose is massive. That's the only reason I put this up.
It's a potato. That's our joke. That's from Christian Prince. We call people potatoes in debates. We do it all the time.
That's a yam.
So Anas is too stupid to understand what Malik's doing and said, look, I only said it was a yam because his nose looks like a yam, as if that somehow makes it better, right? But then Malik's like, no, it's a potato. Our line is that it's a potato.
Nobody was racist before that. Nobody made fun of his religion.
I wasn't even on the panel to the Christian.
Panel.
Right.
And what they won't do is they won't show where I literally condemned what Central said. Okay, they won't show that. So this is the issue here.
And didn't I come up right on your panel, literally 2 minutes later, and say,
immediately afterwards.
Who's that on the bottom left?
That might be Speaking Muslim. He was definitely a part of this.
I'm trying to look. It doesn't look like him. Hang on. Let's see. Back that up slightly.
Right.
And what they won't do is they won't show where I literally condemned what Central said. Okay, they won't show that. So this is the issue here.
And didn't I come up right on your panel, literally 2 minutes later, and say,
immediately afterwards.
So I'm not sure who just joined there. Speaking is actually in the center bottom. But in any case, the defense there.
Bottom.
Central speaks up. Oh, I came right back on the panel. I said, my bad. Well, we just saw what he did. First of all, it was like 20 minutes later. Second, it was only after he was called up to explain himself. And third, he didn't take any responsibility whatsoever. He tried to claim it wasn't him.
Good to know. All right, last little bit on this clip. Focusing
and then
on
for him to blaspheme, and then for some, now you guys are focused on what was said, right? Now, again, Central is regretful of what he said. Like, guys, you want us to freaking keep saying that he's regretful? This is one thing I don't like what y'all do to Central. Anytime Central says something, y'all want to start playing on it for days and years and months.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. In other words, if someone's debating an issue, and I mean, just think, like, of all the debate topics, where you could just instantly become enraged and start calling someone the N-word, it's on, like, what abstract objects are. Like, are they grounded in God's mind? Are they grounded in God somehow? Like that's where you. Oh, I mean, yeah, he had to call this guy the N-word. He couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, so that's not going to fly. I mean, he's regretful. Really? Regretful of what? That he's a racist, or that he got exposed for being a racist, right? Which one? Because those are two totally different things. Someone could actually be regretful for being a racist and decide, oh gosh, man, I really need to change my way of thinking and so on. I've become a racist. But that's not what went on there, right? Central is a total racist. So is Malik. They're total racists. But they don't want to be exposed for it, right? They don't want to be exposed because it's a huge problem in Islam. It's a huge problem in Dawah. Just look up the cases of black Muslims in the MSA complaining about how racist the Arab Muslims are against them and so on. It's like epidemic levels of racism and so on. So, he's not upset about being a racist. He's sad that someone was screen recording it and that they passed that around. That's what he's sad about. Poor little guy, poor little guy, poor little guy.
Yeah, so just for the record, as far as I know, Central never apologized. He said, I came up and said, my bad. I'm not going to count that as an apology because he's claiming he already said it when he didn't. I could have missed it, right? I definitely was not paying attention to TikTok at the time.
That would kind of, if you actually feel bad for doing something to someone, it would make sense to apologize to the person. That's kind of.
But Malik's like, guys, he already apologized. Why are you on it? Why are you still talking about this? Like, they're literally having the panel because Muslims are saying we need to get rid of this guy. He looks bad for Dawah. And Malik comes and says, no, he apologized. He seriously did somewhere, sometime.
What else do you want him to do, guys? Sad, 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 and pathetic. I mean, just imagine the level of stupidity. I'll just say this a bunch of times on TikTok, but I'll assume no one's going to be recording. So if they say later that I said it, I'll just say, no, they're lying about me. But people were recording, and you're a moron. And now you're stuck with it. Sorry. All right, let's take these super chats, and then we'll jump into the next clip, which is that where... Oh, no, that's his... Wait, what do you say? Unbiased?
Unbiased analysis of what happened to Malik. But real quickly, before we take the super chat, I just want everyone to remember Central Dawah, racism, and what David just said about racism being rampant in the Islamic community, because that's going to come up in towards the end when he's explaining why he's quitting Dawah.
Interesting. All right, we'll check it out. Thaddeus is the unsung hero of the Dawah hunters for dealing with the likes of Malik's and Central Doofus. Yeah. No, it's serious, guys. I mean, we would not be able to expose all this stuff that they're saying over there on TikTok if we didn't have someone actually going through all that idiotic nonsense, recording it, finding the relevant clips and stuff. D. Wood respects the Quran. He consumes it passionately. That's true. D. Wood, something occurred to me the other day. Maloink sounds exactly like Lil Kev from It's Always Sunny. No lie, check it out. Malik, Lil Kev. I don't remember Lil Kev. I watched a bunch of episodes of Always Sunny back in the day, but I'll check that out. Let's see. So no Zoot. Hope someone gets the meme. No Zoot. Dawah, we will kill anyone who disagrees with us because we're right and peaceful. Also Dawah, Christians won't debate us because we're right. Also Dawah, never actually wants to debate. That sounds like a good description. Central Dawah and Muhammad have one thing in common. They're both on blacklists. Yep, different kinds of blacklists. Sprinter Dawah, yeah, that's good. Whack-ass anus, yep. Are we surprised? Literally have a slave village. Definitely not surprised. Thanks for that. No comment, though. And super sticker from Ida. Hey, Ida. And then we have Deborah promised me she changed. I'm heartbroken. Deborah, wait till I go Surah 4 verse 34 on her after this. Is Libiano Hijab's Misyar's son? Would not be surprising. Would not be surprising. Now I'm hungry. Dang it. Sorry. Talking about that. We were talking about the food earlier. Are yams haram or something? No. That's what's weird. All he did was threaten your family. All he did was threaten your family. Help us. Yep. Thaddeus visited me in my dreams last night. It's pretty creepy. Go see a psychiatrist.
That's disturbing. Don't say that.
Yep. Another one bites the dust. These guys never last long. Over the past 25 years, I've seen so many Dawah guys. The vast majority of them fizzle out every other year or so. Christ is undefeated. That is a good description of the past 25 years. D Wood, what's your big picture thought about what's going on with Dawah? Seems like it's a pivotal moment, but are Muslims going to debate anymore? Yeah, some Muslims are going to debate, but it's going to be fewer and fewer. So as far as the big picture, here's what's going on. You go back to the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, no one in the West knew about Islam. They just didn't know. They didn't know. And that allowed Dawah guys to go into an atmosphere of complete ignorance and say whatever they wanted about Islam and to just attack the Bible and so on. And no one knew anything about Islam, and they could get away with making up complete nonsense about the perfect preservation of the Quran and the scientific miracles. People didn't know what's in the texts. Then the text started becoming widely available, and you got the internet and stuff, and so now people could look these things up. But vast majority of people still weren't doing it, and so they were still able to get away with tons and tons of nonsense. Then more and more people started looking these things up. More and more people started looking up how to respond to their total lies. And now, over the past few years, we've gotten to kind of a threshold where enough people know how to expose their lies that every time they come out with these lies, they're being exposed for it, and they don't know what to do, right? They want the good old days where they get to go around in an atmosphere of ignorance and spout complete nonsense, just completely lie and not be exposed for it. And now their arguments are all breaking down. It's basically they're on offense because they're going out with complete nonsense and no one knows how to respond. So they were on constant offense. And now they're on defense and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And so when they culturally, when things aren't going the way they want, or when things are going disastrously, it's you're supposed to become more aggressive and more hostile and more violent. And it's just, so they're lashing out in every direction. They're discombobulated. They're fractured. They don't know what to do. They're in full panic mode. Dawah's collapsing, Islam is imploding from within, and they don't know what to do. And so they're just lashing out. And it's only going to get worse. And there's nothing, I mean nothing they can do about it at all. Period. Islam is evil, that's all. Well, that's true. We as a chat condemn racism, Dawah and Deborah. That is good. That's what we do. Not surprising, sadly. I've met many like that. Don't know what LHM is. What is the story behind that particular Saitama Smile image on your channel? Any upgrades on your two studios? When will we start hearing about you? Juge, hey, it's Nordine. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Everything's going to be up and running next month.
Hey, coincidentally, Nordine, I was looking at Ali Dawah's video on that subject yesterday because that's where he talked about him and his little brain, and I needed that clip. So I was just looking at it yesterday.
Is PayPal the best way to give you money? 5013C. Yeah, if you want it for tax deductible sort of thing. But there is we did switch to Defenders. So yeah, just hold off to next month. I'll make sure I start including that regularly because yeah, it's just we switched to Defenders because they're handling all the paperwork and stuff like that for us. So and needed I basically needed Jai and DOC and stuff on payroll and stuff like that. And so we switched to someone who's going to handle all that paperwork and stuff. So yeah, you can check that out next month. L for left, R for right, both for Central. Classic. You're welcome, Central. Even Mo the Al-Zudid expiates his oaths if a better one comes along. Why keep your word, right? They are following their God by lying. It is an issue. They do not believe they have to keep their word to us. His black friend is Clayton Bigsby. That's funny. You don't even know who that is, do you, Thaddeus?
No, I don't. Sorry.
That was from a Chappelle skit where they had a black white supremacist. He was blind and he blew, and so he was sent this way back in the day. But it was a black baby born. He's born blind, and so they send him to to a place that takes care of blind kids, where all the other kids were white. And so they're like, well, we didn't want to tell him, right? We didn't want to tell him he's different because who's going to know, right? But he grows up as a white supremacist, even though he's black. So yeah, that would be their friend. Yeah, he wanted. See, he wanted a good one, right? Let's see. Malik is like the false witness for hire that got hired by Jezebel to blame the vineyard owner in 2 Kings, and also false witnesses that were hired against Jesus and Stephen. Yeah, that does sound like him. Palestinians' grandkids claim right of return. Yeah. Laura Loomer used the word zooted on X. What? Hang on. I need to find that, man.
Yes. I didn't know this, but that's awesome. Zoots just everywhere.
Yep. Oh, awesome. L, left brain. R, right brain. Yep, we got them all. We got it all here, right here, guys. And we have Zoot Bottom Mose makes the Dawah world go round. Zoot. Oh, that's Queen. Zoot Bottom Mose make the Dawah world go round. That's good. I've been summoned, you see, powerful Dawah. Hey, it's Deborah Sagara.
Already.
Hey, why are you cheating on me? Why are you cheating on me with the piñata, eh? All right, we ready to jump into this next clip, Thaddeus?
Yeah, so we're now going to be on the clips from... so immediately after Malik ended his live stream, Central went live and gave his reaction. He says he's going to give his unbiased testimony. That'll be the first clip here. And I'll just have some more commentary as we go.
All right, let's see what happens.
We are going to give a unbiased perspective.
Dawah guys always sound I don't know, insanely annoying to me. Like Ali Dawah. We're strong than you. I'm like, ain't shit. But for some reason, this dude has like the stupidest sounding, most idiotic way of speaking, man. I'm Central Dawah, and I talk with some weird cadence. I start to sound like I was I'm Central, and I'm Central Dawah, and we're gonna... It's like freaking annoying, man. All right.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do here.
That is what we do here.
That is what we do here.
I'm not in that like realm.
Like
I don't really
know
all too much of what's happening.
About what's happening.
All I know is what I see.
All I know is what I see
on YouTube, TikTok, etc. That's all I know. So again, unbiased perspective from
unbiased perspective, because I'm only seeing this now, and it's not like I have unquestioning loyalty to Malik because he's the only one who's protecting me from the other Dawah guys who want me blacklisted. So yeah, I'm not biased at all. I'm completely unbiased in this. That's me. When you see Central Dawah, don't think racist. Think unbiased. I'm the unbiased racist.
Notice the logic. He must be unbiased because he doesn't know anything about what's going on. Of course he does, right? Of course he knows exactly what's going on. In fact, he was on Malik's panel when all this was going down. But he said, I don't know anything, therefore I'm unbiased. I guess this is how Dawah works. I don't know anything about anything. That's why I know Allah is the true God or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like Ali. I didn't watch it, but Ali Dawah after Muhammad Hijab totally like melted down, got crushed by God logic, and then gave him a copyright strike. Then Ali Dawah was like, here are my unbiased thoughts on this. I didn't watch it, but it's similar, right? Like, yeah, Ali Dawah is just he's gonna be unbiased in the hijab versus God logic debate, right? Yeah, just like Central's gonna be completely unbiased in Malik versus a church and Elijah Johnson and God Logic and IP and so on. All right, good. Glad we could get your unbiased opinion.
Hypothetically, and extremely hypothetically, because we know he's very biased. But if you're going to do an unbiased analysis about a situation you didn't know very much about, what do you think the minimum you would need to do?
If you really want to be unbiased, probably get, I don't know, I'd especially if you know you're on one side, I'd probably get someone on the other side and so on. But yeah, not sure.
Well, maybe like at least watch the clip that you're reacting to, or I'm sorry, the whole live stream that the clip's taken from. That might be a good idea. Ask the other side their interpretation of events. Maybe no. Central's just going to play the 30-second clip that Malik prepared for him.
Oh, okay.
And that's his unbiased analysis. And then give his unbiased analysis of said clip.
Okay, that's good. All right.
Uncle Sench, man.
Uncle Sench?
That's what he calls himself, apparently.
In this video, him and Inspiring Philosophy are calling out a Muslim brother to a debate. Let's watch the first half of the clip.
Yo, God Logic, didn't you say last night you were going to be out here on the pier?
I did. I posted it. I said it on the live. Or everybody heard it. Yeah.
Where's Malik?
Oh, he's probably pulling up soon.
Oh yeah.
Little recap says they call Muslims out, then call the police. They were calling you out when they're on their pier. They told you the day before they'd be on this pier. You never show up to the pier until after you know they're gone, because the conference that he posted the flyer saying, look, obviously at 5 we're going to be at the conference. So if you're not here by then, too bad. And he shows up after 5 and walks around. Where are they at? Oh yeah, look chat, I'm here after 5 when I know they're at the conference. And then his little fangirls, his little 12 fangirls on TikTok started, why don't you go to the church? And he goes to the church, and instead of like walking up to the entrance and saying, hey, I'm interested in having a debate with these guys, whether you want to do it right now or afterwards or something like that, but I'm here and I'll just sit here and wait. Instead of doing that, he just starts driving back and forth while filming the place and lying on TikTok saying, yes, guys, here's the address. They're in there. These guys that rip the Quran, even though they hadn't, constantly lying about them and so on. People see him acting super creepy and someone calls the cops.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good thing you provide all that analysis, because we're going to get a very different story here. Now, this is trivial, but I'm going to point it out anyway. At the bottom of the screen, it says analytics. This is what you see on Twitter on your own video. So either he's logged in as Malik and sees Malik's video on his Twitter feed, or more likely Malik screen recorded his own video on his own account and then sent him that rather than just sending him the video.
Smart. Let's see.
Okay, so did you guys hear that? They asked for somebody by name specifically. Where is who? Malik.
At the pier.
I think we all know who Malik is, right?
We do. Matter of fact, I will go ahead and verify that part. They were talking to the Malik that we're familiar with. You know, the doxer, the guy who threatens people's wives, threatens to rape them and so on. Yeah, we're talking about Malik.
Mm-hmm. And they're calling him out for not showing up at the pier. Kind of past tense. They weren't leaving that exact minute. But it was clearly like, hey, we've been here all day. Why didn't Malik show up? Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's not what's going to be sold here. Yeah. He does play the second half of the video, but he just says the same thing again. And then he continues with Malik's video. So this is the very next clip that Malik has in his own video. So as far as anyone knows, this is what happened immediately after they called Malik out. He showed up and...
Now, what happens when the individual shows up to debate the guys that initially invited him to a debate? Well, let's watch.
Okay, just to recap, guys. God Logic said the night before where he would be. After hours at the pier, Malik never showed up. Then they posted that, and then they were still there for, Elijah Johnson said they were still there for like another hour and a half after that until they eventually had to leave for their conference. They left for the conference. Malik knew they'd be leaving for the conference. Someone told him 40 minutes before he gets there, they're already gone. Then he shows up. Oh, my goodness. Where are they? Why are they running? Are they running from me? And you have Central, who is either a complete idiot. Well, no, he's definitely a complete idiot. But basically, he either doesn't know what's going on, right? He wasn't following it, and he's just listening to what Malik said. Or he knows that they told him the day before where they were going to be. He never showed up. And then when they make fun of him for not showing up, and he shows up after they leave, how ridiculous would it be for me to say, oh, my goodness, you invited me out to this pier to have a debate. You also told me that you had to be somewhere by 5, but here I showed up after 5 and you're not here. It's because you're running. What level of moron would I need to be, right? But that's Malik. That's Malik, and that's Central, and he's affirming it. These guys are complete morons.
I want to point out one other thing that may not have been super clear when we reviewed it before. Malik was at the pier casually walking around, not acting remotely creepy, very confident for a half hour because he knew they weren't there, right? So he just kept going everywhere at the pier, went into the arcade. Are they here? Asked some random guy, are they here? Walked over to the parking lot. Are they in the parking lot? And this whole little skit for a half hour. He gets to the church. He gets out of his car. He's super, super nervous. He's like, guys, I think we need to leave. 10 minutes later, he leaves and then starts circling the building over and over again. Notice the contrast, right? At the pier, when he knows they're not there, easygoing, casual,
walking right up to people, talking to people, annoying people who have nothing to do with anything, but rolling right up on him and stuff like that. Then he actually gets to where they are, and he's terrified. And one Christian who sees him on TikTok, kind of has to look at his video on TikTok to find out where he is, and he sees he's beside a white car. So he looks around, finds the white car, and then goes down and looks in there. And then Malik bolts down the road like half a mile and goes around a corner, and he starts, there were 30 guys with him. When he filmed the dude, and there was one guy there. There's one guy, right? He films one guy. There's no one else there. And then he keeps saying, there were 30 guys with him. Oh, my goodness, he came out with 30 guys. There were no 30 guys. And then you'd have to check out the other live stream we did on this to see this. But then he changed it to 20. Then he changed it to 10 and 11 and 7. And eventually just to 2. There was one guy and one guy with him. But then he went back to 30 and said they were all hiding. So that's why they weren't on the video. There were 30 people approaching him, but they were all hiding. That's why you didn't see it on the video. Like, absolute compulsive liar. But now we have the unbiased analysis of Central Dawah, the racist. But someone pointed out something good here. Sully says, say you're going somewhere Invite Clown X to come debate you at that spot. Go live and ask where Clown X is. Pretend to leave. Clown X shows up and surprise. That's how it should be done, right? So next time, God Logic and Inspiring Philosophy. Next time, when you're going, you want to say, hey, we're at such and such place, and we're going to be here until, let's say, 4 p.m. We're going to be, but just know, we want you to come out here and have a debate, but at 4 p.m., by golly, we have to leave. When you're not really leaving, right? Because you know that guy's going to show up at 4:45, right? So you just wait. You just wait. And then he shows up. Oh, my goodness, where are they? And they jump out. Ha-ha! Here we are. And now you've got them. Now you've got these cowards. It's apparently the only way to actually have any sort of interaction with these dudes, because all they do is play these little stupid games all day. But let's go back to Central Dawah here.
Oh, are you security?
None of your business who I am, bro. Who you talking to?
What do you mean who you talking to, homie?
You pulled up on me, dog. Who you talking to?
No, you was talking to me.
I wasn't talking to you.
You said what you doing here?
About to run my ass over, bro.
No.
Did you guys?
Yeah, so this guy, apparently Malik was driving by this guy and almost hits him. And he's like, what are you doing, man? He's like, oh, you pulling up on me? You pulling up on me? Are you security? It's just a guy walking down the street.
And according to Central, according to Malik's clip, and thus according to Central, this is what happened immediately when he arrived, where God Logic and where Avery and Mike were challenging him to show up. But of course, this is a different location, probably about 5 hours later.
And this is in the middle of
Avery. No idea any of that.
Yeah,
right?
and Avery's inside giving a presentation. Avery's inside in the middle of a presentation.
So this is the Christian who came out from the church.
What? Where?
Okay. This guy. Yeah. Who wears black Air Force Ones. I don't know anybody who wears black Air Force Ones.
Let's talk about his shoes.
Anyways, this guy comes from the church and he says, you're going to run me over. Brother, there's 3 heavens between you and the car.
No, he's talking about when the guy, he asked, Malik says something to him, and he says, why are you talking to me? Like, and Malik says, you were talking to me. And like, yeah. So that was before that. And the guy says, you almost ran me over. Right?
Well, actually, he says, what are you doing here? And then Malik says, I'm just driving by. He said, keep on driving. And then Malik kind of postures and he goes, why are you moving on? You trying to run me over? Something like that. So they just cut all that and just said that this guy, for no reason, just said that you run me over, right? It was an escalation of Malik posturing and being a complete ass to the guy for him to mouth off like that.
3 heavens between you and the car, my brother. The man isn't driving a semi-truck.
The man isn't driving a semi-truck. You know you can only drive someone, you can only run someone over with a semi-truck. That's how things work in Dawah.
I could fit a upstate New York house in between you and the car. No one's running you over, my friend. But listen to how they tried to pervert and twist the story as Christians do.
As Christians do. This guy's a pedestrian walking down the street, and he has to deal with Malik. And now you say this is a conspiracy. The Christians.
Yep, we're just trying to trump up a fake charge of trying to run him over. When in context, it's quite clear that he's being sarcastic because Malik is being a jerk.
Interaction, cool. Let me pull over. But hold up. More Christians are coming. More Christians are coming.
Yeah, one more.
G?
Oh, yeah?
Why don't you keep on moving?
Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
Hold up.
Do you see? Wait, he put it up on the screen, pulling up pants, looking for. Did he say looking for a fight? Hang on, I'll rewind.
Yeah. What's up?
Catch that? Pulling his pants up, asking for a fight. He's walking, so he pulls his pants up.
Yeah.
Hold up. This is where we need to.
And I mean, by the way, guys, I mean, you've got these Dawah clowns like punching people in the face and stuff like that, and all they'll do is like defend it and justify it and celebrate it. You have a guy who's walking across the street to talk to Malik because Malik's out. Why isn't I'm here? Why is no one talking to me? But he's on TikTok. He's not actually like going up to the church and stuff and asking. He's on TikTok, And so this guy sees where he is on TikTok and goes to walk up to him. And they're all upset. They're all like claiming this is like the most violent thing they've ever seen. A guy who doesn't have a belt on pulls his pants up a little bit while he's walking across the street. And this is clear. I mean, he's about to murder Malik, and this forces Malik to bolt down the road half a mile and go around the corner. Tough gangsta Malik. Okay, here we go.
What's up? Yeah.
Hold up.
You see this, guys?
Hold up. This is where we need to pause.
Yeah, that big threatening, tough Malik. Can you imagine if everyone like pulls their pants up? Like, oh my goodness, he's gonna kill us all if we don't stop him. Bunch of dorks, man. Biggest bunch of cowards.
Another LARPer gangster here, Central Dawah, is going to explain to us how this is the universal signal that everyone knows means that you want to fight, which then would be, why didn't Malik fight him if that's the case? Right?
Yeah. And I mean, just think, Malik, the guy out there, is the guy who threatens to kill people at conferences. He's the guy who threatens to kill Christians at conferences. This guy, his pants are all loose, and he pulls them up as he's walking towards Central. And this, oh my goodness, this is, Malik had to run. He just had to run because this Christian was way too violent.
Scary.
Yeah, his pants were so scary. Club Pi. Can you imagine, like, people are talking about the Club Pyru thing, right? Like Club Pyru, like, hey man, why'd you run, man? You're Club Pyru. You're Club Pyru. He kind of pulled up his pants about half an inch, man. What do you expect me to do? I had to drive half a mile down the road and go around the corner, and then TikTok.
He knows when two men are about to scrap, what is the one go-to thing? Pants
put
up.
your fist up.
Your pants could be tucked all the way up to here. Your first thing is pull your pants up. Or, like position yourself kind of thing. Pull your pants.
Yeah, you had that part right. Yeah. Get in some sort of fighting stance, right? You can tell that with positioning the legs. You get into a kind of fighting stance. Or as Thaddeus pointed out, you square off and stuff like that. No. Yeah. Pulling pants up could be a thing. If you were ready to fight someone, you would definitely want to pull your pants up if they're hanging down a little bit. But guess what? You can also pull your pants up just because they're kind of loose and they're falling out a little bit and stuff. And you're being recorded here, and you're being recorded, and so I'm gonna pull my pants up a little bit. Yeah, so it could be either one of those. But why are you guys? Is Elijah the guy who goes around fighting Dawah guys who show up to? Is Elijah that guy? Because he doesn't sound like that guy. We had him on the show with us. He doesn't sound like that guy. You guys are guys who want to pretend to be thugs and so on. He's saying he's not a thug. He's not a gangster. He said it, right? He's not. He doesn't approach people like that. But yeah. So I mean, if he put his hands up, something like that. These guys are such cowards, man. You are.
Don't
pathetic.
you remember when Elijah had that little clip and he said, Malik, Houston, your time's coming to an end. Pop, pop.
Yeah, pop, 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 pop. I mean, just imagine all these guys tear. Oh my goodness, he put his pants up slightly. These are the ones pretending to be like gangsters and jihadis and all this. Guys, if I'd known you guys were this terrified of someone pulling the pants up, I'm gonna be pulling this move left and right. Left and right. He's pulling pants up. Oh my goodness, let's run half a mile down the road. Cowards.
It's up, and you get in position type shit.
He didn't get in position.
Now, I'm going to run the video back. Pants up means let's go. Listen, bro.
Because I say it.
Pants up. You pull your pants up. I'm swinging. Your pants come up, I'm swinging.
You ain't going to swing on anyone, you pathetic little dork. You pathetic little dork. And can you just imagine, someone walks up to him and pulls his pants up, he's like, I'm swinging, you get the crap beat out of you. And then when you're in court, and you're like, officer, he beat me up, and you hit him. You hit him, and then he beat the crap out of you. Yeah, but he pulled his pants up. He pulled his pants up, and I had to swing at him and get the crap beat out of me. You little dork, man.
He's actually describing sucker punching the guy. He's going to say he won't even have a chance to finish pulling his pants up before I hit him.
Oh,
so,
wait.
Like someone walks towards him, he's just going to punch him for no reason.
Yeah. If you're going to sucker punch him, what's that mean? It means he's not squared off for fighting. You pathetic dork, man.
Simple as, I see you reach up and then pants go up.
I'm tough.
It's go time.
It's go time. I'm tough. I'm gangsta.
My guy, you might not even be able to pull them pants up.
Dawah, yeah. You won't even have time.
I connect.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gangsta.
But you see, God logic and inspiring philosophy, they were scared to come.
They were in there at their conference. They told Malik where they'd be during the day. Malik never showed up until after he knew they'd be gone because they had a conference, but they're in there speaking while he's outside looking at someone pulling up his pants and freaking out on TikTok. These guys are a joke, man.
Outside. So what did they do? They send a 20-year-old kid, Elijah Johnson.
Yeah, so this is God logic. He's giving a presentation inside, and he's like, so he just mad. Oh my goodness! Malik is out there. Malik, hey, who are we gonna send? We're gonna send Elijah. Wait a minute. I thought they sent Elijah and 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to react to the 30 people? Or is he just?
I don't remember one way or another.
Yeah. What about the other 30 people?
I don't think he mentions the other 30.
What do you mean? Probably they're clearly in the They're clearly in the video. They're just invisible. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, according to Malik, when he bolted, he said it was Elijah and 30 people. You can see on the footage, it's Elijah standing there by himself, no one near him. And then he runs away. There were 30 people, man. There were 30 people. So I mean, Central here should be saying, and what did inspiring philosophy and God logic do? They sent 31 people out there, 31 people to confront him, and he smartly, like, why is he talking about one guy squaring off when they sent 31 people out there, man?
Yeah. So the story's going to be this is the spin that they invited him somewhere. He showed up that place immediately. As soon as he showed up, some guy came out and tried to fight him. And then before Malik even had the chance, the police were called. That is the story that they're going to tell. Not remotely what actually happened. But.
How accurate is that, Thaddeus?
Well, I'd say like 1%, because like some of the things did happen. They just left out the other 99% of the story.
Guys, if you can't tell your story without lying over and over and over again, the reality probably won't make people agree with you, right? If you have to lie, if you have to spin things to get people who didn't see it to go, oh yeah, wow, I can't believe they challenged you to debate them, and then when you showed up instantly to debate them, they sent 31 people out to beat you up and then called the cops on you, even though they were the ones sending 31 people to beat you up. Oh my goodness. If you have to lie about every situation just to get people to be on your side, maybe your side just isn't the right side. That's all I'll say. All right, let's let this go on.
To go out and see what's happening.
So real quick before we go on, and he gives his little analysis of the situation here. There is actually a video of Central Dawah trying to prove he's a tough guy on TikTok. I'll put the link to that in the chat. He's in a gym and he tries to kickbox a punching bag and loses the fight to the punching bag, basically.
I remember that clip. Yeah, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I have to say, Central Dawah is someone that, like, if he became enraged because you pulled up your pants and he wants to take a swing, he's a dude that like an actual fighter wouldn't even swing at, right? You'd slap the crap out of him. You just slap him, and he'd hit the ground from a slap. That's what someone would do to Central Dawah if he attacked them, because it's just like he's so pathetic.
Let's play the clip again.
Shit, you're talking to me like you want to do something, G.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, look, guys, look. Like a few seconds later, when, I don't know if he's going to play it, but a few seconds later, Malik actually says he rolled up on him with 30 people. Do you see anyone?
I'm moving. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. What's up? Moving. Yeah. What's up? What's up? You doing something? Let me park. I got you. Let me park.
He's got is that his phone in his hand? Not a lot of people want to fight with phone in their hand, guys. You put the phone away. Do
something. All right, let's go. Here. Let's park. Look at these guys pulling up outside for the fade. All right.
Look at them.
Now watch.
Okay. And look, just 20 minutes later, he did say 20 minutes later, but I'm just going to go park. 20 minutes later, like nothing else, right? That's all he shows of the entire interaction is that, what was it? 1 second that he played 5 times over? That's all Malik shows. And central of his unbiased analysis, he's not going to figure out what happened in those 20 minutes or anything.
Hey, Thaddeus, wasn't it the case that right after this happened that Malik thought this was going to be his big claim to fame and inspiring philosophy and God logic were running from him and they called the cops on him and he thought this was going to be a huge story and Cora and Lesbiano and all these guys were going to make videos about it and so on and are you aware of anyone posting other than Central Dawah? I haven't been paying
apparently
attention.
Cora did put out a video.
Okay.
So not surprising. I've learned more about Cora in the last 2 days. Apparently she is a 100% Malik's disciple. She's even into doxing people, Muslims, into doxing Muslims. They were mad at a particular Muslim. They found his ex-girlfriend, got pictures from his ex-girlfriend, and used those to dox the guy.
So, is this going to become the big story that God Logic and IP running from Malik?
Well, I imagine if we didn't cover it, probably about 100 people would ever know it happened.
That's what we do, guys. We expose this stuff. And now you know.
So up to this point, we know from video evidence.
From the video proof.
We know from video evidence. It's
that
there
someone
in
tried
front
to
of
pull
you.
up his pants. You can't deny that he was trying to pull up his pants. He tried to pull them up.
The Christian walked out and said, "What's up? You trying to run me over?" Like, no, dude.
That was a guy walking down the street.
There's a huge 20-foot gap between me and you. Nobody's trying to run you over, number one. So you see the lie slowly starting to build, right?
Yeah, Christians
and
are building
then
the lies.
You see this young man walk out and pull his pants up on some what's up type shit.
Oh, by the way, both him and Malik have the same pattern where they're trying to simultaneously say that Elijah's pathetic and that they'd easily destroy him in a fight, while also saying these big scary Christians caused us to run away.
Yeah.
Because he's like, it's just this little tiny kid. It's pathetic. They can't come defend themselves. They just said some little kid. He's like 4 feet tall. He's almost as small as Aisha was when Muhammad climbed on top of her.
They run from him and then have to say that he was with 30 people. Whole gang of Christians rolled up on him, rolled up on his car. He just, they were invisible except one. Weird stuff. And then
20 minutes after this.
Of course. I got you.
And straight to your left. Is there anyone else in your car?
Nope.
All right. Face over to your left. No. To your left. I said to your left.
Oh, step.
A little more. Now, come back. Come back. Hear my voice. Keep going. Your head, stop your head. Your head, stop your head.
Sorry.
Wow.
Wow. Can you imagine this? A guy who threatens to kill Christians at conferences starts driving back and forth in front of their conference. And then when he drives around the corner and he's on TikTok and so on, someone calls the cops on him. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine the persecution against Muslims? Oh my goodness. Dude, God Logic went to Balboa Park and a guy started pushing up on his wife. he hit the guy's hand, and the guy dropped his phone, and they called the cops on him. Muslims called the cops on him for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Malik is a guy who threatens to kill Christians at conferences and then say he couldn't show up. Okay, here's when he actually showed up to. He actually showed up to the church. And someone calls the cops. Oh my goodness, it's just persecution. And it's God logic and inspiring philosophy. They're terrified of him.
Ironically enough, David, Central has been playing these clips of God logic throughout this program. I didn't clip them because they were irrelevant. They had nothing to do with the analysis. But it kept claiming that God logic is this violent dude, right? Who says that if you keep harassing my wife, you will be touched. And he plays it over and over again. And says, see the difference? See the difference? They defend their wives, but we, if someone came up to us, we would defend our wives and put you in the face before you even got the chance to defend yourself. Like, it's just so dumb.
Yeah,
the whole time he's like trying to say, here's the pattern. Christians are violent liars. We Muslims are peaceful people who will punch you if we need to.
Yeah, this is nuts, man. Bunch of they simultaneously want to be thugs, but also claim other people are thugs and that they're the victims, and then it's just pathetic. I mean, just imagine that. So his reasoning, God logic saying he would actually defend his wife and put hands on someone to protect his wife, but with us, we'd be the ones beating our wives. We wouldn't beat you up, we'd beat our wives up. And if you bothered us, we'd beat them up even more, because that's what we do. That's how things work in our sick world. What a dork. Anyway.
You guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? They end up calling the cops.
Let's recap once again. Guy who threatens to kill Christians at conferences shows up and starts driving back and forth in front of the conference, filming. And someone calls the cops. Oh my goodness, what a bunch of cowards.
On the person that they invited to debate, they said, hey, sir, by name, come, debate.
At the pier, where he never showed up until he knew we'd be gone.
And the bro came, and next thing you know, he's got, here, I'll play it again so you guys can hear it. Next thing you know, he's getting cuffed. Christians, you're calling people out to debate and then calling the cops on them.
God logic showed up to Balboa Park to debate. Sheikh Uthman ran, wouldn't show up to his own Dawah booth. Guys at the Dawah booths were total cowards. And then people start messing with God Logic's wife. He slaps a hand away because put in front of his wife's face. He slaps the guy's hand away. Guy drops his phone, and they all run to the cops. Please, please, police, help us. Please, please, police, help us. And Malik celebrated it. Bragged about it. Ha, 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 ha. He threatens to kill Christians, then shows up to a conference. Someone calls the cops. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. What cowards. They're scared of debating. They're scared of debating Malik. One guy walks up to your car and you guys think he's about to murder us all. We have to defend ourselves by driving down the street and hiding. Like how? I mean, seriously, how many generations of first cousin marriage does it take before you'll be impressed by this? Because I can't figure it out. I can't imagine any non-product of 30 or 40 generations of first cousin marriage being slightly impressed by this.
Like really, bro?
Like really?
Like really?
Like really?
But what happens? So they called the cops. The Christians, they called the cops, and they tried to spin this story. They tried to spin the story into 911. 911, what's your emergency? There's a Muslim outside of our church, and we believe that he's armed with a Sig Sauer. We believe that he has a rocket in his car. We believe that he's got 100 Muslims that are going to walk out of a Ford Focus.
Wait, Ford Focus? I thought he was in a Tesla.
He said he was in a Tesla.
Huh.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
No, yeah, because there's times when people have shared screenshots of like the dashboard and stuff like that, but he's claiming to be in a Tesla. Okay, so he's actually in a Ford Focus. Okay.
Please help. Send help.
So there's a little bit, I mean, nice theatrics there. But whoever called did indeed say they thought he had a gun, but there's more to that than just them like making up some story or whatever. His chat thought he had a gun.
His chat thought he had a gun, guys.
The whole time. Apparently on his live yesterday, which I haven't seen yet, he admits that he had knives in the car, that he was, he had brought weapons.
Why would he have knives in his Ford Focus, man?
I don't know. Yeah, but he's at least claiming it. I mean, he may or may not actually have had it. See, that's the problem, right? Because a lot of times he postures and says all these gangster things that aren't even true, but you have to take the threat seriously, right? So he's saying, well, I did have weapons. It just wasn't a gun. But also someone has found a clip of, which I missed when I was going through it because I'm not down with all the slang. I didn't make no pretense of being a gangster. But as he's talking to his buddy Henny on the way to the pier, he says to Henny, yo, should I put the P in the back or no? And he said, at a church? And his buddy's saying, no, not at a church, at the pier. Well, apparently that means, should I put the pistol in my back pocket? So he was saying that he had a gun.
Yeah, so his chat believed that he had a gun. And at this point, I don't even know who called the cops. It could have been someone in the chat, because I pointed this out before. When Malik doxed my wife and had people call her up in the middle of the night, I was out of town. When he doxed my wife, posted her phone number, our home address, and so on in the middle of the night, police showed up. It was because someone who was watching called police and said, hey, he just doxed this address. This person is in danger. Police showed up. So people who are watching a live stream can think someone is in danger and then call police. So,
And the chat just reminded me that after he ran away from Elijah, he multiple times says that he's calling his homies so that they can all roll up on the church, which again is a threat. Whether he actually is going to do it or not, he is saying that he's doing it. So it's quite reasonable for someone to call the police on him. Right? He's saying, I'm going to get all my gangster friends. Not that he has any gangster friends, but he's going to get all his gangster friends. He's going to get all the Pyru gang members, and they're going to pull up on the church to get revenge for Elijah pulling up his pants.
You can't be a real gangster and a poser gangster at the same time. That's incoherent. That is true. Guys, I've known plenty of real gangsters in my life, and these guys ain't it. These guys ain't it. All right, here we go.
Christians, I have one question. What the f*** are y'all doing?
We're thinking rationally and not being complete total loser cowards like you guys. My goodness,
and
look at you.
Just for the record, I didn't censor him. He actually has a button that he censors himself live. So if you're going to not say the word or censor the word, just don't say it in the first place. What is the point of playing a sound effect to censor yourself live? It's just the strangest thing. But just for the record, I didn't do that.
I would be embarrassed to be a Christian right now. I would be embarrassed.
They are trying so hard. They are trying.
This is a fat L.
They are trying so hard to make this an issue. And Thaddeus, you're right. If we weren't paying attention, they'd have their 30 people from TikTok. Make this a big story. And everyone, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Christian pulled up his pants, and you guys think it's World War III against Muslims, and oh my goodness, we're being persecuted and attacked.
That you have all taken as Christians. Especially God Logic. Especially God Logic.
Not aware of a single thing that happened.
Especially God Logic. He was in there in the middle of a presentation when Malik was on TikTok, and Elijah Johnson sees that he's on there, and he goes out and tries to talk to him, and Malik ran away like a coward and then had to lie and say 30 people were approaching him, 30 people, and he had to protect himself by driving around the corner. You Christians, what's wrong with you? God logic, total L for him. How dare he speak when all this is going on? Oh, they're trying.
Well, the story is going to be that God Logic himself got on the phone and called the cops.
Oh, yeah?
Because he's going to say, imagine him having to go back to his wife and be like, hey, honey, I called the cops on a guy after saying that I wanted to debate him.
That's going to be the story. God Logic was God Logic was giving a presentation.
This is a fat L. If a man blasted my wife on a daily basis and then that man pulled up on me and I called the cops, I would expect my wife to leave me and I would lock myself in my room and I would cry myself to sleep at night listening to Drake songs.
Think about this. So guy pushes up on God Logic's wife at the park. God Logic slaps the guy's hand for putting his hand in front of his wife's face. And they'll, oh my goodness, these Christians are so violent. These Christians are so violent. And then if he doesn't do something because he's giving a presentation, oh my goodness, what a coward, what a coward, he's so scared. Guys, it doesn't matter what we do, They'll whine about it either way. If not one person walked out of the church to say anything to Malik, they would have said, look, they're all hiding inside the church. They're such cowards. One guy walks out. Oh my goodness, Christians are attacking us. We have to defend ourselves. Let me go call up my homies. It doesn't matter what you do. They whine about it. And it's pathetic. Dude, Central Dawah, seriously, I know you're watching, you little coward. Do you not realize? I keep saying this and I'll say it again. You guys live in this little bubble where you have some of the dumbest people who've ever existed, who are completely incapable of rational thought. And those become your handful of fans. And everything you do is to impress this handful of complete gullible morons. But everyone outside of that little tiny group of complete, utter, total morons thinks you are the most pathetic joke on the planet, and you just don't seem to care. Well, as long as these 12 people think I'm making sense, that's all that matters. Guys are destroyed. I'm sorry. You guys are crushing it, man. Keep doing a bang up job. You just exposed Avery. I'm sure Avery is shivering, and his wife's really rethinking marrying the guy that all of you, down to a man, are running from because you're cowards. Yeah, she's really like, she's really regretting her life choices and thinking, but these Dawah guys. I mean, think of the difference. Avery shows up in front of a mosque and stands there. Doesn't matter how many Muslims come out. Doesn't matter what kind of trash you're talking. He's standing outside that mosque going, where's Sheikh Uthman? Where's Sheikh Uthman? Mm-hmm. Malik drives in front of a church. One Christian walks out and he bolts down the street. He bolts down the street and goes around the corner and hides. But we're so tough. We're so tough. We're gangsters. We're gangsters. What's up with this guy? All right, let's watch this.
If a man was talking shit about my wife on a daily basis, and then...
Hey, we're not going to talk about Malik on a daily basis, man.
I see that man in real life.
What makes you think Avery saw Malik? Because now you're just making stuff up, dude. Now you're just making stuff up. Avery was in the middle of a presentation.
And I call him out. I called that man out.
What do you mean you called him out? Well, first of all, what in the blue hell do you mean call him out? One guy walked outside because other people are paying attention to other people are watching the presentation. One guy walks out because someone messages him, or because Fearless Truth or something like that tells him, hey, Malik's live and he's outside. One guy walks out and Malik bolts. What do you mean he's out there challenging? He's out there challenging God Logic to come outside.
He's actually just to be clear, he's actually talking about God Logic. So he's saying, here's the scenario. Malik has been harassing God Logic. He's been tormenting his wife for months on a daily basis. Thanks for admitting that, by the way. And then God Logic calls him out. So he's actually saying God Logic called Malik out. But then he's going to say, and then as soon as he showed up, I ran away. Right, is what he's going to say after that.
No. I'm granting all that. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, how is God Logic supposed to confront him? The moment anyone walked outside, he bolted down the street. Is God Logic supposed to be running around the entire city trying to find Malik as he runs away further and further? Is that how he's just supposed to leave like mid presentation, mid conference, and let me go find this guy. Let me go play hide and seek. Let me go hide and seek with Malik. Club Pyru. Ali Oxenfree. Where's Club Pyru? Where are you hiding? Is he there? Is he here? Is he behind this bush? Where is he? We can't find him. Really? And if you didn't do that, if God Logic didn't start running out there, running around, oh, what a coward. What a coward.
Well, see, what he was supposed to do is he's supposed to have on headphones listening to Malik's live stream while he's giving his presentation. And then in the middle, be like, hey, guys, I got to stop my presentation. I just heard that Malik pulled up outside. I'm going to go outside and pull up my pants and see what happens.
He would run. He'd run 1,000 miles away. He's a coward. He's a coward, man. He's the biggest coward on the planet.
But apparently that's what he was supposed to be doing, is just listening to Malik 24/7 to see where Malik is at so they know Malik was there.
Yeah.
And then cancel everything he was doing to go see Malik.
Yeah, so Avery's inside the conference. He's talking, he's speaking, stuff like that, but he's supposed to have a little headphone in, little earbud in that's telling him what Malik's saying on TikTok. And he's like, oh, Malik's outside. Now I must go and confront him. For my wife's honor, I must do that. Dawah's pathetic, guys. This is Dawah in 2026. It's everywhere you look, it's crumbling and it's a complete joke and it's them whining. It's pathetic, man.
And I tell him, yo, pull up. The man that's harassing my wife on a daily basis. I call him out and I'm like, yo, pull up. And then when he pulls up, I call the cops.
Any of this happen? Central Dawah? Avery in there? Oh no, he pulled up. I'm calling the cops. Any of this happening? Why are you making something up and then attacking him for it? You giant clown.
Bro, my wife would leave me.
Malik would not leave you.
My wife would leave me and I would be at home, locked in my room, listening to Drake songs.
Really? Not Malik songs?
Oh, he doesn't want to torture himself that much.
Yeah, I know. Oh, boy. Welcome to Dawah 2026. All right, we got one more video, which is Thaddeus talking about how Central's apparently giving up Dawah. Let's do these super chats. Have you guys spoken to Imam Tawhidi? Yeah, I did. I interviewed him years ago. Yep, met with him. Did an interview with him in person. It was in person. It wasn't online.
Yeah, you guys were on the same couch. It was pretty cool.
God Logic, one of the best ones. Right now, as far as apologetics and stuff, like God Logic is the best one. The best one. Because he's like, he has everything you'd want in someone who's confronting us. He's like total package. He's like every single thing you would want to completely destroy Dawah. He's all of it. He's all of it together. And he's crushing them. Ida says, last week I had a dream that David, AP, and I were going around Israel explaining the Trinity. A few days ago, I had a dream about Malik asking him, what's really wrong with you? No kidding. I watch too much of all you guys. That is funny. I've only ever had a dream. I mentioned this one before. I've only ever had a dream about one Dawah guy ever. It was because I was like watching right before I fell asleep and stuff like that. But it was Daniel Hakikachu. And I told this before, but so I was watching something from Daniel Hakikachu and I fell asleep. And then I'm sitting in my living room. I'm sitting on one couch. He's sitting across from me and he's defending child marriage. And I'm about to respond. And then all of a sudden I go, why do we even put up with this stuff? And I jump up and I go, all right, playtime's over, fat boy. Right. And I start walking towards him. And then he gets up and then I go and I grab him and then he looks all scared and I go, don't worry. I'm not going to do anything. And then I start walking away. He starts running his mouth and he charges me. And I didn't beat the crap out. I just grabbed him as he came at me and I just start banging his head on stuff going, what? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you out of your mind? Are you a moron? And anyway, turned out to just be a dream. But yep, that was the only time a Dawah guy ever appeared in my dreams. Certainly never dreamed about Malik. That would be weird. Stay out of my dreams, Malik. Just stay in Warner's dreams and Central Dawah's dreams. That's a whack-ass mustache, Central Dimmy. That is true. That is a weird little... Central's voice sounds perfect for a small, nerdy mouse in an Animaniacs-style cartoon. Yeah, see, we're saying, like, what else could he do beside Dawah, right? You're already like, this, I have no ability, no qualifications for anything, and super low IQ. What could I possibly do? Dawah's the only thing you are capable of doing. But you're right, because of his really stupid, nerdy mouse voice, he could do some sort of voiceovers for animation. Does Malik think Elijah is friend with ninjas? Yep. In a dream, it wasn't only explaining the Trinity, which in the real life, I don't fully understand. It was also exposing Islam, and in the dream, I could remember the verses, etc., unlike him in real life, where I don't remember anything. Hey, that's actually funny. If you remember things in your dream and you would have trouble remembering them when you're awake. That is interesting. Different parts of your brain active. IP used his tycoon money to hire 1 million ninjas. Yep, he's got that big real estate tycoon money. It's like Dawah Bros demand to look at Muhammad through historical context, and the actual story makes Muhammad look infinitely worse. That is correct. Doesn't help. Chris's The Islamic Dilemma book is great. I can't wait for David's The Big Problem with the Muslim Religion book soon. No, I have to. Mine's going to have to be called... Chris and I agreed that whoever came out with his book first would get to call his The Islamic Dilemma. And so mine's coming out second, so I have to call mine The Muslim Difficult Decision Between Two Alternatives Which Don't Work, or something super catchy like that. I'd like to see Central's unbiased view watching Chris get punched. Yeah. As you can see, he had his hands in his pocket, and that is and a big backpack on, and that is a universal sign that you're coming to mass slaughter people. It is. Yep, he had his hands in his pockets. That's how you approach someone for violence. Mm-hmm. That's why he got punched in the face. This is my unbiased opinion.
Well, that's exactly what Malik said. He said that when he was reviewing the footage. He said, everyone knows if you approach a guy with a hand into your pocket, it's because you want to fight, which makes literally no sense. Mm-hmm. But they're just going to take whatever posture you happen to have and say that is a universal sign of wanting to fight, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Hands in pockets is the universal fighting stance. Everyone knows it.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Hey, David, hope all is well. I want to ask why you retell a love-struck narrative of Muhammad and his adopted son's wife, given the reports are flimsy, disconnectedly 100 and 150 years late, and uncorroborated by normal hadiths. What?
What?
Muhammad and his adopted son's wife, given the reports are... That's in the Quran, dude. I can't tell if you're joking. I can't tell if you're trolling because you want me to tell the story. So you're talking about Zayd, Zainab, and Muhammad. But yeah, one that's in the Quran. That's Surah 33, verse 37. So in the Quran, you're not even just talking about stories from later on. Now you get more of the details later on. But there it would be principle of embarrassment. We know this was extremely embarrassing because people were accusing Muhammad of basically committing incest by taking the wife of his own adopted son. And so it's principle of embarrassment. If this story was embarrassing because you're all jumping through hoops and doing gymnastics to try to explain it and defend it, why would I think that's made up? Like, you don't make up a story to embarrass your own prophet that you claim is this like morally awesome super guy. You don't do that. So, yeah, I can't tell if you're being serious or not because it seems pretty obvious why we'd bring that up. Unless you meet the Zut, then pull your pants down. Just saying, yeah. If you meet the Zut, then you pull your pants down. Nah, Moloink, lie about the cops. No video about it? Mm-hmm. So if you go up to Central, you should have your pants down. Pants in England mean underwear, by the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. If you come up to me, you better have your pants down because that's what Malik and the Warner tell me I have to do. They tell me when I come up to them, I better have my pants down, and so I do that. And so if you have your pants up, that means you want to fight. God, Michael, only send 30 angels to protect Elijah. Trust me, David's chat will get the joke. No, I have to say I've heard that before. I wouldn't rule that out or think it's crazy. If Malik may have actually seen 30 beings rolling with Elijah. Now, you can't tell because he's a compulsive liar who just makes stuff up constantly. But he may have seen 30 people rolling up. But we didn't see anything in the video because they are something else. Who was that? Oh, gosh. What's his name? Oh, J.P. Moreland. J.P. Moreland said he was speaking somewhere. So he's giving a presentation in a church, and he said this nice little old lady came up to him and said that while he was speaking, she saw two angels standing on each side of him. And he just thought, oh, okay, that's nice. That's cute, right? And then he said he's had a battle like depression at various points and stuff like that. And he said it was later on, and he was just feeling really bad, and he had to speak and stuff like that. And he starts praying, and he says, "Hey God, going through a bad time right now. Those angels that the old lady saw, could you, I don't know, maybe send them back? Could you maybe send them back?" And then he went and spoke, and he said a guy came up to him afterwards and said, I saw two angels standing with you, man. And so now you've got double confirmation. So anyway, that's interesting stuff. But anyway, yep, would not surprise me. Would not surprise me. David, have you considered giving Faith the Unholy Trinity a shot? It's an excellent game about overcoming personal demons and real with faith. What do you mean? Like a board game or video game or what?
I don't know it, but I would guess board game from the context.
Put the P in the back sounds like something Muhammad would say to the Zut. Yeah. Hey guy, did you come here to put the P into the back? I want the P in the back. It doesn't take 100 Muslims, but only one to drive a truck into a Christmas market. Never heard of a Christian driving a truck through a Muslim crowd. It's true. Malik is the Rebecca Black of Club Pyro. That's funny. Hashtag pray Malik repents. Yeah, well, he'll be in jail. But that'll give him an opportunity to repent. Hey, David, the message of God Logic debate is spreading. A big channel named Metatron called out hijab. Good video, 15 minutes long. That is interesting. Good. More and more people need to call that nonsense out. And guys, watch. I'll make my prediction now. It is inevitable that God Logic will win, that the videos will be restored, and that Hijab will have just completely embarrassed himself and look like a total coward for nothing. And then once God Logic's videos back up, tons more people are going to watch it, and everyone will know that Hijab was a total coward. I want these clowns.
Yeah, I suspect that Hijab never intended to do anything other than file the complaint. Hope that he would people would bow to him. But if they fought back, he was just going to roll over and say, "Hey, I got it taken down for 14 days at least, or 10 or whatever it is. I don't remember. It's either 10 or 14, I'm pretty sure. And hey, I prevented it from going viral because I had it down for 10 days."
Yeah, but tons of people are going to watch it. They're going to be super happy that it's back up, and everyone's going to celebrate it and spread it all around and so on. And it's still going to do way better than Hijab's video on his channel because his fans know he got crushed in that debate. But it's this interesting situation because Lesbiano, he gave a copyright strike to Elijah Johnson for posting their debate, and that one came back up. And so then Hijab is giving everyone copyright strikes and stuff. Guess what? If he loses those, then the issue is going to be brought up to YouTube. Okay, are you just going to let these guys file all these like fake copyright complaints that they lose? And do they just get to do this every time we post a video? Every time we post a video with these guys in it, do they get to file this false copyright, file a false copyright complaint and get away with this? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. Now, it can be hard to get YouTube to actually pay attention to someone violating their rules, but if you get the right person's attention on YouTube, they'll take his channel down. They'll take his channel down for playing with people like that and wasting people's time and trying, because you're abusing a system to attack other people that you can't refute, and you don't just respond to them. You use YouTube systems to attack other people. They'll ban your channel for that, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's costing YouTube revenue on two ends. One, it's causing them human labor to review all these fraudulent claims, and it's costing them the ad revenue from the video that's taken down. So YouTube does not take kindly to false copyright claims.
White Trash Panda, hey, we met up in Michigan. I want these clowns to come to Detroit and show up along 7 Mile somewhere, see how gangsta they are. They wouldn't dare because they're not actually gangsta. They're total cowards. How is Central's wife supposed to leave if she isn't even old enough to drive? Or, better yet, if she doesn't exist? My wife would leave me. Your non-existent wife would leave you. Seriously. I know that Muhammad married his adopted son's wife, which is weird. I'm asking why you mentioned details of him suddenly love-struck after visiting her.
Okay, so the one detail that's not found in the Hadith, because the story is found in the Hadith, but I think it's seeing her scantily clad. I think that part only comes from like Al-Tabari or something.
Yeah, it's in Al-Tabari.
But I mean, Al-Tabari, like Al-Tabari is probably more historically reliable than the Hadith anyway. So just because Muslims don't take it seriously doesn't mean we have to not take it seriously.
Yeah, and again, principle of embarrassment. You have Tabari reporting this. I mean, probably the greatest Muslim historian there was, like as far as like straightforward history. He reports this. Again, principle of embarrassment. So if I agree with you and, I can't trust this, it's in top, it's long after. Okay. Why would someone make that up? That's the question you have to answer. You have to answer, why would someone make that up? I understand why someone would make up a miracle story about Muhammad. I understand why someone would make that up. If this story is massively embarrassing in the early Muslim community, why would someone at some point make up a story about Muhammad seeing her practically naked and then becoming aroused and so on if it weren't true? Okay, so in that situation, it sounds way more plausible to me that the reason this is there, the reason this story is there, is because it happened, and even though it was embarrassing, they recorded it because they wanted to preserve information about Muhammad, versus never happened. Muhammad had the purest of motives and intentions, and at some point, Muslims made up the story about him being aroused by seeing her practically naked and pinning that on him. Okay, that sounds borderline insane. So you need a good explanation for why it would be made up, but I don't even know why you're whining about this right now. It's weird. I just got here. Is it for real? They are starting to clock out harder than the Al-Zut were clocking in for Momo. That is true. It is weird. Is IP's nose zooting you from Arizona? I do not know what this means.
What the heck?
I don't know.
Why did you say that?
I don't know.
Weirdo.
It's weird. And we have Kit Kat David, #1 fan. Thank you. And all right, we got the last video, which is Thaddeus.
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus's video.
Yeah, so Central was live for roughly an hour. About the first 40 minutes was what we just reviewed. The last 20 minutes, I decided to make a video about it. You will see a tiny bit of the background we saw, but most of what we just saw is not in this video. It's mostly just him announcing that he's quitting Dawah. Islam's most racist apologist, Central Dawah, just announced he's quitting the scene. And on the way out, he threw the whole community under the bus.
I talked shit about the Christians, but the Dawah scene, behind scenes, It ain't pretty, bro. And I'm sick and tired of it.
So grab your popcorn and let's dive in. In 2020,
hey, I want everyone to watch, right? As you're watching this video, I want everyone to watch and pay attention to how much Thaddeus amuses himself. He loves to watch himself and just grins the entire time.
It's true. You know, I edit these to be funny, and I laugh at my own jokes. It's true.
Yeah, it reminded me. Jack Black said that once. He said that I've seen some actors who are like, I don't like watching myself. You know, I just, I don't know. I get embarrassed watching myself and stuff like this. Jack Black says he watches himself and just cracks up laughing the entire time and stuff. And but anyway, that's like that. Yes. All right. Let's see.
Dawah is collapsing at such a rapid rate, it's hard to keep track. And one guy is doing more damage than any other. The kingpin of stupidity, Dr. Malik. In the last few months, we've seen everything Malik touches turn to ash. From angrily spilling the beans on I Am the Warner, to making up David Segarra, to ruining Speaking Muslim's life, to getting Lipiano blacklisted. Malik just can't catch a win.
Unfortunately, alhamdulillah.
And now, one of the last allies he has left, Central Dawah, announced he's quitting. It seems being Malik's friend is just something no da'i can bear for very long.
Like, this is not what I planned for. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for, bro.
I just wanted to sit here and call everyone the N-word and stuff, and y'all won't even let me do it. Y'all won't even let me do it. What's wrong with you?
In case you don't know, Central Dawah is an absolutely disgusting human who once was a rising star on the Dawah scene. He managed to get a debate with David Wood, and then promptly ended his rise by issuing death threats on apostate prophet.
It is not the custom of kings to kill other kings, but you're not a king, you're a pawn. Therefore, off with your head. I swear by Allah. AP, when I see you in February, you're going to be plastered everywhere on social media.
Reduced to debating lesser-known Christians, Central achieved a complete blacklist after unleashing vile racial slurs against a black Christian he was being humiliated by in debate.
And guys, don't tell me to formally debate that coward. That coward that just insults. There's no reason for me to talk to the guy.
Yo, someone get that nigga back on a slave ship, man.
Yo, all right, bro.
Fortunately, the only human more pathetic than Central racism, Dr. Malik, came to his rescue on a Muslim panel deciding how to deal with Central.
Let me tell you something, guys. I don't give a crap who you are. This is Malik talking here. If I tell somebody that they were brought to this country on slave ships, that is not racist. You can kiss my butt.
Thus, his career was able to limp on, but at a hefty price. Central is now indebted to Malik, the worst of all planners.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yo, what? Like, what?
I have to say, like being indebted to Malik and letting that epic loser, like, dude, you're done. Like, for the rest of your life, if you let that guy get the slightest bit of leverage over you, you're done, man. Mm-hmm. There's no way he will not destroy your entire future. He will. That's what he does. That's what he does. It's all he does.
It's widely believed Central's sister was coerced into faking testimony for Malik's ridiculous interview of a woman claiming to have been raped by David Wood. Malik proceeded to promote Central racism to his 30 loyal followers, but it just didn't seem to make a difference.
Unfortunately, alhamdulillah.
On April 25th,
I love that statement.
Malik thought he had his big break. He got himself stopped by police after repeatedly circling a church where inspiring philosophy and God logic were speaking. "Everyone needs to spread this," he demanded. Central racism quickly complied with blatant lies. But it seems this was the last Malik-induced embarrassment he could take. Immediately after giving his unbiased analysis on Malik, Central announced he was leaving the Dawah scene the very same show.
I have been thinking about wanting to get out of the debate and the Dawah scene, and
it makes sense because you suck. But to be fair, so do all these Dawah clowns. So
you're gonna laugh.
It's kind of the perfect environment for you, dude.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the rest of this, you're gonna laugh at just how ridiculous he is describing his own career.
Oh, my meteoric rise. Oh, let's see.
The debate and the Dawah scene, and I think I am officially done.
He then asked for name suggestions and proved his genius.
I'm probably going to change the name, yes. Probably going to change the name. To what? I don't know. Central Rants is a good name.
He stole that from Life Rants, man.
No, someone is making that suggestion in the chat, actually. Someone's suggesting that.
Oh, okay. Hey, Central Dawah. If you're looking for a new name, how about I Suck Dawah? Because you suck, man. Be honest, right? Just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's too long. Central Rants is too long.
D-A-W.
You thought the exact same thing I did. Wait. So your Central Dawah, D-A-W. It has the exact same number of letters as your current name. It's too long. It's too long. Oh my goodness. I thought as soon as he said it, then you started counting. It's funny. I was actually going to pause it to start counting the letters, but
it's too long. Central Rants is too long.
D-A-W-A-H-R-A-N-T-S.
Central News. I like that. Central News.
That's only 4 letters. That's only 4. News is only 4 letters. But Rants is 5. Rants is 5.
Or News Central. Nah, I think we just sealed it. Central News.
Ah, that's so much better. If you like confusing people for the sake of one letter. In any case, Central soon explained why he's quitting.
Let's keep it real. I'm a white boy with tattoos. I don't look like an Arab. I don't speak like an Arab. I don't act like an Arab. I'm not Arab, bro.
Arab.
The Arab community will accept me as a Muslim, but they'll never accept me as a Arab. Like, they'll never embrace me like an Arab embraces an Arab.
Well, one, quit saying Arab. That's probably reason number 1. Hey guys, can I be Arab? They're like, what? Arab. I want to be Arab. Can I be accepted as Arab? And I go, I don't know. Are you Arab? No, but I want to be accepted as Arab. It's just, dude, get out of here. You sound like an idiot. Oh my goodness, I'm being persecuted. I'm quitting Dawah.
Yeah, that fake accent is kind of racist in and of itself. But he goes on for quite a while explaining how, the Muslims who are Arabs, they just look down on everyone else who's not an Arab, basically. And as a result, that is why his career never took off, is because of the rampant racism from Arab Muslims. Sweet irony.
Yo, someone get that nigga back on the slave ship, man.
Central Racism is quitting Dawah because of racism. But don't worry, it's okay.
It's cool. Like, it's completely fine. It is what it is. The same way that I would embrace another Bosnian individual over somebody. Like, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The racist understands racism. Alhamdulillah. But it really is okay. He wants to transition.
Tonight was kind of like a good way for me to transition.
Turn over a new leaf.
I could.
Dude, don't say that, because Malik talks about what these Dawah guys do with those who have transitioned up in the club, man.
Turn over a new leaf.
I could completely leave and start a new chapter in life, right? Or I can take the little bit of following that I have and I can do something different, something positive for our community.
Hey, it's good that he realizes that he's not doing anything positive because he sucks that bad. I'm seriously interested in what he's going to say that he could do that's positive. Because, dude, you suck. Like, what can you do? What can you do in life, man?
His big plan is the next clip, but he's actually saying what it sounds like. I didn't like deceptively edit this. He's saying that Dawah is pointless. It doesn't help anyone ever. Our community totally sucks. We're all terrible. He's not just saying he doesn't do anything. He's saying the whole community doesn't accomplish anything. He's like, what we need is someone who does something different that actually gives Muslims a positive image. And then he has his grand plan on how to do that.
Brother makes a good point.
Positive for our community.
Keep in mind, Central wants to react to random Instagram reels.
And we're just going to scroll through random topics, random videos, and we're going to react to that content live on the...
Then call it Central Reacts or something. Hang on. Is this his like brilliant master plan? And this is his brilliant plan. And he's like, guys, I finally figured out how to go next level. Malik's going to have the biggest channel in the world. He's going to have the biggest channel in the world because he's going to do interviews with all these important people. And me, I'm going to be, reacting to little shorts and stuff? Yeah. What are you saying?
His grand plan is to make a React channel. There's only 500 billion React
channels. How did he come up with such a brilliant idea that thousands and thousands of other people have done?
It's literally the most laziest type of content.
It is like sometimes I'll click on it because I'm like, oh, I would like to know how this young person reacts to like my favorite song from the 1970s or something like that. Like, do they understand how awesome that song is? And I will, but I can't. I don't keep watching. I don't keep watching it because, it is. It's like, you just react to other people's stuff because there are people who, are interested in reactions, but it is the absolute laziest kind of content to make. I will sit down and watch it and then I'll share a couple thoughts along the way. And then I'll say, wow, that's really good. And he's saying, and well, hey, guess what? I since I'm incapable of forming an original thought and not mindlessly just going along with Malik and glazing him all day, then you know what I can do? I can react to stuff. I can watch it. And say stuff about it in my stupid voice. All right, guys, this is my big plan for the future. I'm going to be huge. I'm about to blow up. Giving up on Dawah. Just going to react to little clips.
Mm-hmm. And he did actually give a preview of it before he asked for channel names. He said he gave it in a briefer fashion. I forget exactly what he said, but notice that Central Rants would actually be a reasonable name for a React channel if he's actually adding substantial commentary. Central News doesn't have anything to do with reaction content, right? You'd think that was someone covering the news of the day, giving their commentary on it, or straight reporting, one or the other. But no, he just wants to go. He literally said, I want to go on either YouTube or Instagram, just take whatever video the algorithm recommends to me and react to that.
Lots of people are coming up with good suggestions for his channel name in the chat. Hey, Central, check out the chat. Check out the chat of this live stream. They have dozens of channel names that are way better than the stupid one you and your dumb fans came up with. Central Slop, Central Leaks, Cave Hera Central, Central Zut America, Central Zut Zut, Clown Central, Central Pocket PP, Low Dawah, everyone, Central Zut Zut. These are all good. These are all good channel names. Way better. Way better. I do like Central Leering Center. Central Leering Center. Central Leering Center. That has a nice ring because you got the scent and the scent. You know what I mean? Scent and the scent. Comedy Dawah. Yeah, there's all kinds of good.
Yeah, I mean, and legitimately, if you're using that to kind of make fun of yourself, not take
Central
yourself very
Clan,
seriously, that might actually be a good name. It might be legitimately a good name.
Yeah, Central Clan, Sin Troll Dawah instead of Central, Sin Troll, Central Munchkin, Central Ego, Central Transitioner. And someone pointed out Central Zut. Zut only has 4 letters, man. So that fits right in there with news. Leering Central. Yeah, Central Leering. If you want to keep it short, because Central Leering Center, that may be too long. So yeah, just Central Leering or Leering Central. Central Coward, Central Trans, Triggered Dawah, Central Park, Central is centered, Dollar Dawah, Central Delulu, Central Law, Central's 2 cents, Leering Central, Backdoor Central, Central Clan member, Central Dumbass, Backdoor Central, Central Clan member, Central Cran. Oh man, Central Desert Nightly Rendezvous. These are all way better than the crap name that you just came up with. If you want your channel to do well, you need a good name, and you have tons of better channel names than what you've come up with. And anyway, let's go.
On camera.
How pathetic must Dawah be for the brain rot reactions to be the positive that counteracts the negative he's been doing? Well, no need to speculate.
As Muslims, we don't really have anyone that's fun to watch, that's funny.
True.
That's got a little tiny bit of knowledge.
True.
That can kind of loosen up this idea, this notion that Islam is like this strict religion that people are dying left, right, and center. That
did he say loosen up? Like Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut?
You know, women have no rights.
But don't worry. He assures us he's already accomplished everything there is to accomplish in Dawah.
I read one book, and from that it turned into 80,000 followers.
Wow, one book! In fairness, that is more than most da'is ever read. Indeed, one wonders if most of these guys even know how to read.
Yes, this little brain, yeah? Okay, it's quite little, yeah?
But Central's accomplishments go on. Not only did he read a book, he apparently invented clipping.
I was the first one to start the whole clipping.
Stop laughing, guys. He really did. No one ever thought of clipping before him. Seriously, give the guy a break.
Find me someone who posted a video like that prior to 2024, 10/19/2024. You won't find it. You won't find it. I started the whole clipping shit too, bro.
There are definitely no clips on the entire internet before 10/19/2024. He truly is an innovator.
You can't mention Dawah without mentioning Central Dawah. There's just no way that you can't.
Are you kidding me? You told me he was quitting. I was like, okay. I just realized no one cares. I suck. No one pays attention. Everyone just makes fun of me. No one wants anything to do with me. I'm a total loser. I suck at what I do. Every time I debate, all people do is mock me because I suck so bad. So you know what? I'm gone. Instead, you can't even mention Dawah without Central Dawah. That's how important I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's basically saying, hey, there's no reason for me to continue. I've already accomplished everything. I debated David. I debated AP. He allegedly debated God Logic, but then God Logic refused to put clips up, apparently. That was his little story anyway about it. Probably because they're just so incredibly stupid. He's like, dude, this isn't good content. But he said that he confronted him at the park, and he didn't have a camera, and he said, I swear on the Quran, and he actually holds up a Quran and puts his hand on it. I swear on the Quran, he told me he didn't want to make me, his goal wasn't to make me famous. Because he said, Central said, you're going to put those clips up. And he's like, I don't want to make you famous. Because it was just stupidity, right? Probably. That's probably what it was. It was just pointless, not a good clip. And he's like, my goal wasn't to make you famous. My goal is to put up good clips. And he took that as he was afraid and ran away from showing the clips.
Do it. I've left an impact on the Dawah scene and on the debate scene. everything that people are doing today to boost the dawah, wallahi. Well, and you guys know it. Everybody that's been there from day one, you know it. I started it.
I told you you'd find this part hilarious. So he gives 3 examples of his innovations. I only put one in the video for sake of time, but his other 2 were that he was the first guy ever to ask for support, i.e. donations. He's like, we're all doing all this dawah, and I was the first one that came up with the idea of asking for support, which is like not something to brag about, and also is not remotely true, of course. And then the other is that he was the first Muslim to start a Discord. Now, I will say he might actually be an innovator here, because all his Discord was a bunch of copy and paste garbage that he took off of other people with no credit, i.e. plagiarism, and he charged people money to access the server. And I say he's an innovator because Lipiana recently got in trouble for doing the exact same thing. The Muslim community came after Central when he did that, and the Muslim community came after Lipiana for doing the same, just copying, pasting a bunch of other people's works, giving them no credit whatsoever, and then charging people to view that on Discord.
I do like self-centered Dawah dork. That's a good description. and keep in mind, Central Dawah, these are not only better channel names, they're more accurate channel names, right? They're catchier.
Mm-hmm.
They're catchier channel names, but they're also more accurate, right? Self-centered Dawah dork is exactly what you are. So people would know what to expect, and then you would definitely deliver.
I started it.
Wow, how did Islam ever survive for 1,400 years before Allah gifted us central racism? His audience then asked why he's quitting, and he explained.
I'm going to give y'all one main reason, and I'm not going to name the individuals, okay? I was supposed to collab with a Muslim who has millions of subscribers and followers, right?
Who? That's Hijab and Ali Dawah, right?
Well,
Hijab, Ali Dawah, and maybe Sheikh Uthman. What?
I suspect it's probably Hijab, but it is also possible that it's a Muslim who isn't in Dawah, right? He just said a Muslim.
But he said with millions of followers.
Yeah. So, I mean, but there's Muslim channels that, don't do Dawah, right? They do other things. So it's theoretically possible, but I suspect it was probably Hijab. It was probably Hijab.
Yep. And then they realized how bad you suck.
Me and his brother got on a FaceTime call. He took the screenshot. He took a screenshot of me and him on the phone on FaceTime, and he posted it on IG. Within an hour, a Muslim called him
because of Muslim
and said, "Yo, don't collab with Central. I don't like him. Don't collab with him." And the photo got snatched. The photo got snatched off IG.
Who pulled the plug? Impossible to say. All these guys keep dirt on each other.
Can you pause?
Yeah, hang on. Good. What's up?
So did you notice how much he was struggling to get through that story? Like he was like sniffling. He was like holding back tears. Like this is the worst thing that ever happened to him, is he almost had his big break collabing with Hijab or someone else. And then someone else called and said, "Hey, that guy's a loser. Don't deal with him." and he's held that grudge all this time. His career was just ruined there. And that's the main reason. That's the main reason he's quitting, guys. He did actually give the racism at the very start, but then when his chat again asks him, he says, "This is the main reason. The main reason is someone was going to collab with me, and then they did it."
Yeah, because you suck, dude. And you've got a problem with these guys who think that, oh, if I can just get this collab with this guy who has millions of followers, then I'm going to have millions of followers. No, even that guy sucks, but you suck 1,000 times worse, right? You don't have what it takes ever to get millions of. You just don't, man. You just don't. You're a liar. You're evil. And then in spite of being so pathetic, you think that you invented Dawah and you're the all-time king of Dawah and everyone owes you and stuff like that. You are not the sort of person. The narcissism usually helps, but you have to have something, you have to have some other characteristics other than mere narcissism, right? Like what's that guy's name? Ijaz Ahmed, right? He's a narcissist. He's clearly a narcissist, but he doesn't have the, the chest thumping ability and stuff like that. He just doesn't have it. And you suck worse than he does. And this guy's been in it for decades, man. He's never been popular. He's never going to be popular. Guess he sucks. And then he blurts out racist stuff like you do. And then he kind of becomes untouchable. Opposite of Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut, right? So anyway, you're done, dude. Your Dawah career is over. You sucking, combining with you sitting here whining, combined with you thinking that you are the one who invented modern Dawah and stuff like that. No one's going to want to have anything to do with you, especially when you're backing Malik, which is the absolute dumbest thing you could do right now, because this guy is going down in absolute flames right now, and you're like, "Hey, let me hitch up to him." That'll be my clear path forward. No one else wants anything to do with me, so I'll just, Malik's the only one loyal to me. Yeah, because no one wants anything to do with Malik either, and so you guys are like made for each other, man. No wonder, no wonder Sam's on your guys' side and working with you guys behind the scenes. It's crazy, man. All right, let's go.
Off IG.
Who pulled the plug? Impossible to say. All these guys keep dirt on each other and constantly backstab over the pettiest nonsense.
Listen, guys, I talked shit about the Christians, but the Dawah scene, behind scenes, it ain't pretty, bro. And I'm sick and tired of it. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. Like, genuinely.
As even Central acknowledges, Christians aren't like that.
The Christians, they have everyone doing a specific job. Everyone has a role. Everyone knows what their job is, and they know what their role is, and they know what to do and how to do it. You guys understand that the Christians, right? Bro, you can't fart without God Logic's permission. The Christians cannot fart.
Hey, Thaddeus. So he's rolling with Malik's Avery is the kingpin calling all the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever, just be honest, have you ever seen behind the scenes, right? Because you're behind the scenes. Have you ever seen behind the scenes God Logic? No, here's what you're going to do. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you have to do. Here's what you're allowed to do. Have you ever? I have not seen that once. The only time I've ever heard of anything like this is when Sam was going to debate someone because he's palling around with Malik behind the scenes, and then they're working on something. And so Sam was going to debate Libiano, and then God Logic's like, no, don't deal with that guy. He's going after people's wives. And then Sam went along with it because, like, Avery's like the last person who's at all willing to put up with Sam. That's it. That's the extent. Other than that, have you seen God Logic like regulating on people? And here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. I have not seen it once, ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I imagine that he gives instructions to people who literally work for him, but I've also seen the personal interactions, and they're very friendly. And, Malik actually demonstrated this because he tuned into the live stream that was going on, the hangout after doing the Dawah, or the Dawah, doing the counter Dawah in Dearborn. And he's like, oh, look, Logic's just got the losers in the back doing all the work for him. And then at some point, the camera shows that Logic is the one doing the video editing in the background.
Weird stuff. All right, last 30 seconds here.
Without God Logic's permission, bro. I swear to God, bro.
Thankfully, Avery gave me permission. Well, this is awkward. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, man. I really don't know what to say. I'm kind of at a loss of words here.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Hey, Tony, let me send you packing real quick. You bum fuck.
That was actually at the end of his stream, too. He was like in the process of signing off, and he just sees someone in the chat he doesn't like. I thought it'd be funny to end the video that way because it was just so random that he did that at the end of his live stream. But we did get permission for. I actually forgot to ask you. I was going to ask you at the start if we got GodLogic's permission to go live today.
Yeah, darn, we forgot. Now we're going to be blacklisted. Oh, what a bunch of these are the biggest bunch of losers on the planet, man.
But notice what he was actually saying. So this is actually the flow of his thought, right? He's saying the Dawah scene sucks. We all stab one another in the back. Everyone's out for themselves. The Christians aren't like that. They help each other out. They all have their own roles. They understand. They work together. Then he gets distracted and goes on that rant about God logic. And then he comes back and says, but for real, the Christians, they all work together. And we don't. Dawah sucks.
That's true. They certainly do. They certainly do suck. And what you do see from God Logic is he'll see some up and coming Christian apologist and help that Christian get some more views on his videos and stuff. And that's what he does. And he brings people along. He brings people on his show. He goes on other people's shows, even if they have really small channels and stuff. He goes on there to help them get going and stuff. And it's like, we know they're jealous of it. They whine about it. When they're in their moments of honesty, when they're complaining about Dawah, they acknowledge all this stuff. The Christians help each other, whereas the Dawah guys are all like view each other as their competition. And it's just pathetic. All right, let's go through these last super chats, and then I have to be on 10 minutes. I'm going to be on with Hatun over on her channel. But let's see. I see where you're coming from. Thanks. Oh, that's in response to the questions about Zayd and Zainab from earlier. Hey, Dr. Wood, glad you and Thad are not chewing and or speaking with your mouth full this time. Serious question. What is the actual Islamic method for the hadiths? You and Mary have pointed out it's bad, but is there a video going into what it actually is? I don't know exactly what you're talking about here.
I think what he's asking is how Muslims decide which hadith are accurate and which are not. So basically, it's a circular process, or it's established in the past, but it's basically a circular process. They needed certain things for legal rulings. Therefore, they said this chain is good. Therefore, that chain is good. They wrote biographies of the people in the chain saying how they're all very reliable. And then that chain gets assigned to other things that they want to keep. So that it's just a circular process.
Yeah. And so on the one hand, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're talking to a Muslim and you want to go with something he is going to accept, then you can quote something he views as reliable, and that's going to vary from Muslim to Muslim, especially, between different Muslim groups and so on. With that said, if you're trying to understand the history of Muhammad, you don't have to go with their methodology, because their methodology is a joke to historians. I mean, Sheikh Yasser Qadhi admitted it. He said there isn't one academic on the planet who takes our historical methodology seriously. So if you want to learn about Muhammad, no, you wouldn't, in order to gather accurate information about Muhammad, you would not go with their method. Their method is stupid. And that's just all there is to it. So in other words, actual historians have methods for arriving at accurate historical information. It is very different from Islam's methodology, which is why actual historians come to very different conclusions on these issues. I'll spread something for reasoned answers, lol. What is this? What?
What are you spreading? Don't spread your disease.
Yeah, quit acting like Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut. I love you guys. That's cool. Someone does. Central Dawah looks like a Klingon from the 1960s Star Trek series. He actually does. The mustache and beard are the thing. Yeah. Yeah, guys, those of you who are familiar with Klingons from, the 1980s stuff, very different on the original. Central Rants has one less syllable than Central Dawah. It's technically even shorter. Oh, yeah, so they're pointing out same number of letters, Thaddeus. How'd you miss this, man? Same number of letters, but actually one less syllable. Man, these Thaddeus videos are money in the bank. Too funny. Guys, the link is in the description. Everyone be sure to watch. Well, we just watched it, but you can watch, and share Thaddeus's video. Links in the description. Everyone spread that around. Not in the Zut sense, but everyone spread that around. And we got to keep everyone up to date on what's going on in the sad, pathetic Dawah world. Hey, David, call your book. Either way, Islam is false. I actually like that. I might work with that. That's not bad. Leering Center Alumnus. That would be a good name for his channel. And David, can you ask God Logic for permission for us to do apologetics in Australia? I humbly submit to the hierarchy of Christian Dawah. All right, I'll check with him. Just make sure you lay very, very low until you get his permission. Otherwise, Christian apologetics will be permanently banned in Australia, and you don't want that. So do not cross that dude. Do not cross that dude. All right, guys, we got to close out now because I'm on in about 5 minutes over on Hatoon's channel. I forget what we're talking about because she sent me 2 options earlier, and then I said either one of them sounds good. So I don't know which one she actually went with, but we'll be on there in 5 minutes. That's on Hatoon's channel, Hatoon DCCI, and so hope to see you there. Again, link to Thaddeus's new video in the description. Go ahead and share that on social media. Share it on YouTube. Share it on X. Pass that around so everyone knows how sad and pathetic the world of Dawah is right now and how it's only getting worse. All right, catch y'all later.